And we welcome you into the voluntary reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm alongside Davey Hudson and Bear. I'm Russell Smith. Walker Smith helping us out here. Boss man running around somewhere, and the vibes are pretty low here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios as Tennessee falls today in overtime to Georgia, 44-41, and that is as close as you can come to stealing one, Davey, without actually getting the W. Max Gilbert missing a 42-yard field goal at the end of regulation after hitting a longer one earlier than that. And then Georgia just, I believe, 3 plays right down the field, 25 yards. Josh McCray punches it in from a yard out to walk it off for the Bulldogs. Davey, I don't this hurts. There's no doubt about it. A lot of football left to be played. I don't know how good this Georgia team is. I don't know how good we are. This was a great effort, I think, by our guys. I don't think we're very good defensively. We lost a lot off last year's team. We lost our top 2 cornerbacks, and 2 of our top 3 defensive tackles are out. I think you have those guys. I think we win this game pretty comfortably in regulation, but I just don't think we have enough on defense right now. But you had a chance to steal it against the most talented team in the nation, according to the 247 talent composite, and to have a makeable field goal like that at the end of the game and to not really come that close, quite frankly, is just a gut punch that will live with this fan base forever.
Yeah, this is not one that you're able to just snap and clear and move on to the next as a fan. Hopefully the team themselves, I mean, they're able to, get ready for next week. But my God, like, this is just so frustrating whenever you look at everything that you had happen for you in this game. I mean, you finally put up over 40 points on a Kirby Smart defense and still wasn't enough. Listen, there are at least going to be some positives we can take away whenever we look at this team. I mean, Joey Aguilar is the real deal. And even though we lost tonight, like, this is a guy that has proven he can go out there and play with the best of the best. And so, fortunately, in the 12-team playoff era, there is that still in front of us. But, man, you wanted to get the streak, end it, and you led every quarter except for the one that mattered the most. And that's where it's a gut punch, and there's no other way around it.
Bear, you going to be okay, buddy?
No. No, I'm not.
I feel you.
I'm like gutted. Like,
the pool of despair doesn't even begin to describe it.
No. I mean, I don't know, Russ. I really don't. Had our, yeah. 9-6 Alabama. It's the only Alabama. I mean,
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I mean, this will go down. This is an all timer, man. This one
hurts.
This one stings. All right. 865-966-3435 is your phone number to get on the voluntary reaction presented by our friends over at the Griffin Law Firm. I was texting with Marshall Griffin towards the end of that one. Guys, I mean, we'll replay it all. There's a lot of things that went wrong. There were a lot of opportunities. The one I think we are going to hear a lot about tonight, Josh Joseph's strip sack fumble. Tennessee had scored 2 touchdowns. We had gotten back all the momentum that we had squandered in the second and third quarter. We had 2 consecutive touchdowns. We've got Georgia on their heels. I believe it was 28-20, maybe at that moment.
Yes.
And it was 35. It was 35-30.
Yeah, that's it.
And
we could have gotten it to 42.
And we had the ball right around the 35, maybe just inside the 40, and we went conservative. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you ran the ball twice. I think the third run up the middle was an RPO that Josh Heupel wanted Joey to throw because the cameras panned to him, and he was like, "Fuck!" Like he looked like he was mad at the decision to just hand it, because you saw Georgia crowding the box, and I think he wanted to throw that. I don't know. He probably won't tell us afterwards, but the fan reaction here is going to be, we went conservative. Maybe if you score another touchdown there, you go up 42-30 and put the game out of reach, potentially.
Yeah, and outside of that, I mean, the other play that just stands out for me, and this is where I think Heupel's going to get a lot of criticism, is we had the false start right there at the end as far as we're setting up for the final seconds. Kirby's already burned all his timeouts. There's 7 seconds left on the clock. False start happens. You go back 5 yards. Should you have ran another play, get the ball where you want it, and then send Gilbert out? I don't like the decision to just go ahead and send him out with 7 seconds left. Man, just the false start, I think, just killed everything you had going. And after we just kicked the field goal in overtime, man, I was like, we're not stopping their offense. Like, they're just going to run it down our throats.
And that's what they did. Tennessee offense, we might have found something. I mean, you mentioned Aguilar, like 24 of 36, 371 yards, 4 touchdowns today for Tennessee's senior quarterback. Just an outstanding performance, and maybe we finally found our guy here. I think we're all excited to watch him play going forward, but you gave up 500 yards of total offense today. And again, like, I know Tim Banks is going to take some arrows here today, and if you guys will just text me the phone calls as they come in, that'll be great. I see. Thank you. I mean, we're missing our top 2 cornerbacks, including an All-American. We're missing 2 of our top 3 defensive tackles. Like, we're just outmanned, man. Like, our starters are okay. Like, we can hang, but once we start rotating, it's just a disaster.
Well, I don't know what the numbers are. I'm curious if we get them, but how many receptions, yards did Redmond give up? Because they were obviously, the game plan was, we're going to attack the true freshmen, and they took advantage of them. And Russ, I know you were kind of the thought, like, move McMurray outside, put Boo in at nickel or star, as we call it, and do that. But obviously they stuck with that game plan. And I mean, if that's Tremont McCoy, like, I think this is a completely different game, and it just sucks because you don't have that guy. I mean, I know there's not been a lot of positive. I mean, Chris Brazzell, that's like, this was his coming out party. You know, you talk about, Bear mentioned it, Jalen Hyatt against Alabama, 22. I mean, the guy like lit it up, but just wasn't enough, man.
Did Heupel blow it, Bear? Did he take his foot off the gas?
I mean, which one?
Any of them, like at the very end of the game, after the fumble.
I mean, I thought I would have liked for us to. I wish he had been playing to win the game there. You know, when you've been beaten 8 years in a row.
That means
I mean, what was it? You said it best on your halftime chat. You don't.
We're not going to win this game. Defense. Our defense can't hang. You got to put your pedal, put the pedal to the metal, and go the entire 60 minutes. And it doesn't feel like we did that.
No, because I mean, the times where we looked bad tonight, quite frankly, was in the second quarter. We took our foot off the gas, then a couple of times there in the third and fourth quarter. So, and if you let Georgia hang around, that's why. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, probably. I'm sure he's going to kick himself. Should have been a little bit more aggressive. We had them flummoxed in the secondary. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if this is a normal Georgia defense, if this is going to end up being a down year.
I don't think they're very good, man. Stockton played well today, but again, I don't think we're good on defense. I think this is 2022 over, man. I think we found something offensively. Our receivers are great. Shout out Chris Brazzell today, 177 yards on 6 catches and 3 touchdowns. I thought our receivers are great. I love the way our offensive line is doing. The running back rotation we can get into later, that's a minor issue. Our offense is there. We got one of the better offenses in college football this year. Our defense isn't it's not what it was last year.
I mean, we're down our 4 best players. I mean, we lost James Pierce, first-round draft pick, and then we lost Omar and Amari.
We had those guys replaced, but they're
hurt.
The 2 defensive tackles are injured. We have Jackson Moy and David Hobbs. There's no doubt in my mind we win this game, even with the cornerback injuries.
I think if we had Ricky Gibson, Jermod McCoy, we probably do. Yeah, he ain't getting that cheap 4th and 6 touchdown over Gibson or McCoy.
Well, they ran for 200 yards on us. They threw for 300. I mean, they did whatever they wanted, basically.
What'd we end up with rushing?
125 yards.
Man, that's not good enough.
25% or 20% of that came on one play.
I hate his guts. I hope he never wins a game. But Kirby Smart's clutch when the money's on the table.
All right, let's go to the phones. Anthony is up first today. Anthony, lead us off.
I want to start with a little bit of a measured before I get into my damn call. I love Heupel and the trajectory that the program is on. Okay, so I'm going to start out with saying that. But up 35-30 off of a turnover to run 3 straight times is pussy-ass play calling against a team that has more talent than you, that's beat you 8 straight years, and every fucking time we've been aggressive all damn game, we scored. Pussy-ass shit.
Hard to disagree. Every
damn time we were aggressive, we scored on them bitches all fucking night. And then we get the damn ball in their damn territory up 35-0 or 35-30, and we fucking run it 3 times. Bullshit. Pussy. If you're going to coach like a pussy, then kick the fucking field goal on 3rd and 7 and kick that 39-yard field goal. Instead of trying to squeak out an extra damn play.
I don't mind trying to run the clock down there at it's a 42-yard field goal. Max Gilbert can make that, man. That poor kid.
Field goal.
That poor kid is that'll haunt his dreams.
I don't give a damn.
That'll haunt my dreams.
Either kick the field goal. I mean, what were we really going to gain? What were we going to gain? 1 yard and get the ball down, get it down to 3 seconds left? I mean, what were we worried about? A Music City Miracle incident?
Yes, yeah. They're trying to minimize the risk there.
And kick it out of the end zone.
But they're still going to run a play.
All right. Well, I'd much rather them run a play and us kick a field goal inside of 30 yards. Damn, I'm just pissed.
I feel you.
That one hurt. That one hurt, man.
Gut punch.
About 8 points.
And this is the end of the yearly rivalry. I mean, that was our last chance to get those suckers.
Yeah, we aren't going to play them on the reg anymore.
You don't beat a team like Georgia coaching like a pussy. You know it,
Brutal.
and I know it.
Brutal.
We called it at halftime. You don't beat a team like Georgia with more talent than you. We played a hell of a damn football game.
Did he overcoach there, Davey? Did he just outthink himself at the end? The guy missed the kick. It's a makeable kick. If he makes the kick, we rush the field. We're in heaven.
I think they should have just centered it up, like we were all screaming, and then just I guess that's what they were trying to do when Umarov jumped off sides.
Yeah, I mean, I hate you get the false start there, but I send my guys back out there, run one more play, get it down to 3 seconds, call a timeout. You're in the middle. Maybe you gain like it. I mean, the false start made it a 42 to a 47 yarder. It's like it's one of those things like you'll just never know. Like Gilbert, like if it is in the middle, is he just like, all right, center, I don't have to push it at all? And obviously, knowing he had to push it to the right, pushed it too far.
Every time we were aggressive, we scored a touchdown on them.
Yep.
Every damn time. And you know what? We kept getting conservative. We got conservative, and they came back and got the lead on us. And then we got aggressive again and took the lead back. It's like we only were aggressive at the beginning of the game and when Georgia took the lead. Why are we scared? What are we scared of? They beat us 8 damn times in a row. Now 9. What are we scared of?
Man, they got tight.
Losing?
Got really tight right there at the end, trying to,
Well,
I think he
coaches,
overthought it.
Tight coaches don't win big games.
I mean, here's the thing, guys. It's a tied game at 38, right? We've got the ball at the 25 with what 2.5 minutes left. We moved the ball down inside their 30-yard line, ran all the clock off the that's what you want. We executed it nearly flawlessly. We're not scoring a touchdown there, so we've got it just about as flawless execution as you can. We missed a kick. It's a kicker.
Well,
missed a kick.
My frustration goes to playoffs not playoffs, but playoffs. Yeah, penalties hurt this team so much. And in the final seconds, you had a false start. And then, Anthony, to your point about playing scared, we had a false start to start that drive after getting the fumble recovery. And when those two things happened, like we saw how ultimately those drives played out. If you don't have those false starts there, I just think it's a completely different ballgame.
Tennessee penalized 10 times today for 82 yards.
Well, that's a damn story of the Heupel era. I mean, like I said, and I hope I prefaced my call correctly by saying I love Heupel and I love what he's done for this program, and I think we're on the up and up. But shit like this is the kind of shit that worries me. You can't coach scared. We're never going to have as much talent as Georgia and Alabama and Ohio State and programs like that. When are we ever going to have a better chance to beat Georgia than up 38-30, 35-30 with the ball in their territory? And then we coach like a damn pussy.
Anthony, hang in there, brother.
Well,
this isn't going to ease the pain, buddy, but that is the most difficult team we are going to face all year. And it took overtime for them to beat us. And really,
yeah, and the sad thing
they didn't
about
beat
it
us.
is
We beat
that-
ourselves.
Sad thing about it is that probably won't. I mean, we'll probably. You know how it is, man. We always throw up a damn stinker. This was our damn game. This was it. This was our game. We had it. This was it.
Yep.
We had it. All we had to do was stay aggressive. Stay aggressive for one more play call.
I would almost rather just get punked like we usually do against them and just get your ass kicked and be like, well, I guess they're better than us. They got all those 5 stars. That's what it is. We lost by 3 touchdowns. Like this is so much worse than what happened in 2023 and 2021 when they run us off our own field.
I mean,
it's frustrating because we know Heupel could have won this game. He had a good plan. We were moving the ball on him. Anytime we were aggressive, we were scoring on him. We could have done it again. But we settled. It's like there's something in Heupel that won't take it. He won't do the kick. He won't sweep the leg. You know what I'm saying? You not feel that?
I do right now, brother. I do right now. Anthony, thank you. Hang in there, buddy. The pool of despair is deep. It is deep, and it is hard to get out of. Anthony, feeling the pain this afternoon, as we all are. 865-966-3435. Some random guy is next. Hello, Rando.
No, he's not. He dropped.
Ashley Schaefer, Vol fan, is next. ASVF, go ahead.
We deserve to lose that game. We absolutely deserved it. I'm glad. Honestly, at the end, I was kind of just glad we lost because holy shit. Fuck that team, man. David Hobbs, Max Gilbert, David Sanders Jr., Ty Redmond, Maud McCoy. Hope you all fucking tear your ACL. Fuck you.
We all handle it differently. I don't know why you would wish further injury on already injured players.
Who, had they been healthy, the outcome of the game would have been a lot different. He's going through some stuff. I cut him a lot of slack. Like he was incredibly rude when he first called in before I put him on air.
865-966-3435, this show. Oh, my God.
Wanted me to tell you to shut up and for me to put him on. That's what he demanded. And
yeah.
He's lost his day. I knew that was going to be short.
Let's try Rando again. Rando, you're on voluntary reaction. Go ahead.
Hold on a second. You're asking.
The pain.
Hey, what's
guys.
up, man?
Hey, so look, I made some damn money tonight because I had us, plus 3.5. But God damn, Kenneth, Joshua, Heupel, can you not coach like you're not fucking scared of Kirby Smart? Can you not? I mean, for the love of God, coach like you're not fucking scared of that guy.
I don't think it was scared so much. I think he's going to get pile driven with it tonight. But part of me, I think he just overthought it. I don't think it was a scared thing. I think he was playing through all the scenarios. He wanted to kick the field goal and not to give Kirby and Georgia even 1 second to pull something off. And then we had the false start, and it just bit us in the ass. We missed a kick, like Russ said. Played our guts out.
And I mean, and look, I agree with you, Bear. But at some point, you got to get out of your damn head. You got to get. I mean, whatever. Look, that was a matchup tonight of two teams that are semifinalists in the CFP. Am I wrong there?
I mean, it's possible.
So, look, I will keep it short and sweet. Anybody out there that has a goddamn sideways word to say about the performance of Joey Aguilar tonight, you tweet me and we'll have it out. Because the fucking Polynesian Prince wouldn't have done a goddamn thing tonight compared to Joey Aguilar. So
played his guts out. He did.
Hey, all the love in the world to Joey. I put this on the coaching staff. It sucks. I made a lot of money tonight, and that sucks. But it is what it is. But look, the whole season's in front of us. I don't think we lose at Alabama. I sure as shit don't think we lose at Florida. And as long as this team goes 10-2, we're going back to the playoffs, maybe even 11-1. But God damn, this hurts tonight. So, I don't have a whole lot of constructive shit to add, just other than Joshua Kenneth Heupel, get your head out of your ass. When it comes down to the fucking hard game, play your system. Quit outthinking yourself, man. Just play in the goddamn moment. You're good enough to do it. Guys, I ain't got anything else to add. So, y'all take care. Maybe we'll talk next week. I mean, it's a fucking scrimmage next week, but I'll be in Starkville in 2 weeks, and I'll talk to you on the drive.
He actually's okay. I feel like Rando's handled that pretty good. A lot better than Ashley Schaefer.
Yeah, I only counted like 4 or 5 F-bombs.
Yeah, but his overall, I mean, he's gutted like we all are, but I'm not worrying about him showing up, on top of a tower tonight, top of the world, Ma. Like Ashley Schaefer, Vol.
Shout out to Stevie and his lovely better half, Kate. They made us cookies. These are supposed to be victory cookies. They're not.
Oh my gosh!
You can eat them, Walker. They're not poison. I know he's a nut, but they're
sad. Stevie's
safe.
making them,
and they're really good. We've had Kate's cookies before. They're outstanding.
Shout out Stevie and Kate. That's awesome.
I needed that.
We appreciate it.
I'm gonna eat. Like, if you want, you better eat them, Davey, because I'm gonna crush this.
Bear's hoarding
Trying
them
to
on
cut
this.
them.
There's gonna be so much like filling the hole tonight. I might eat half of Knoxville.
Yeah.
I'll wake
There's a
up.
lot
The
of
cookies are
restaurants
what I
between
needed.
me
Like,
and home.
listen, this isn't going to ease the pain, but this is a team. Like, we are very capable of getting back to the playoffs. Now, seeding's a little bit different. Hopefully that goes in our favor. But from what I saw on this offense and then what I know we currently don't have on defense that we will be getting back, as long as we don't fuck ourselves, this is a playoff team. Now, Bear, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, what I've been sitting over here thinking about the past couple of minutes listening to these calls, was this our toughest game?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, like Alabama, they're fed up with Kalen DeBoer. I know they beat a shitty Wisconsin team that's about to fire Luke Fickell. Billy Napier, I mean, I don't even know if he's coaching by the time we play them. But that's what it comes down to. And this is the thing. Whenever you look at Tennessee, we always talk about Josh Heupel. He always has that one game where it's like the team just doesn't show up. I don't see Joey Aguilar going to the Rose Bowl before a bye week and losing a game. But if you look at it from the schedule we have compared to the rest of the SEC, it's a very winnable schedule. And, I mean, if there ever was a gut punch, we'll see how this team responds. But if there ever was a gut punch, this was it. So we're going to find out a lot about our team very quickly off of this. And I just wanted to end that streak because it's the one hurdle Josh Heupel's not been able to get over as far as who you're playing in the regular season.
I was thinking about that as it wound down when I thought we were going to beat him with the field goal. That was, I think, the last team that he hasn't beaten, right?
Well, as far as regular, yeah. I mean, there's a couple of the West teams like Ole Miss, but I mean, we only played them one time.
But I mean, as far as our traditional every year
Yeah.
in, year out rivals, Georgia, Florida, Alabama.
But again, in this
Rest.
new era of college football, it's a more level playing field whenever you're looking at it from a week to week basis. But this is a team that we have the talent, and more importantly, we have the offense that we haven't had in years past. And like you said early on, Russ, man, just like the guys we were missing on the defensive side, like that was the difference in this game.
Yeah. We spent all training camp freaking out about the wide receivers and the lack of depth, the injuries there. And it's those defensive injuries, man, is what did us in today. That receiving core, those guys are fantastic, all three of them. And Brazel, there are a lot of people, myself included, who owe him an apology, probably gave up on him. I mean, that was a Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman level performance out of him today.
He mossed. He mossed on the two catches.
I mean, we probably should have looked his way more.
Mm-hmm. If you want the stats on him, 6 receptions, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns. Longest one was 72 yards.
How do you not, when we got that strip sack fumble, how do you not immediately try and get him down that left sideline on another 50-50 ball? Because he was eating that guy's lunch.
Well, I think that's what they tried to do, but we jumped offside when Joey audibled to that play after the fumble when they were playing press coverage.
I mean, that was one of the 10 penalties, man.
That was a big one.
Brad in Crossville, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead, Brad.
Fuck Georgia, first of all. Second of all, I think Heupel coached the game pretty well. I mean, what I saw, I heard the other callers like, oh, you got to play your game, I mean, like, there's a lot of 50-50 balls thrown up there, and do that shit 10 times, 5 times, they're intercepted. I mean, that's just kind of what I saw. I mean, we lucked up on a lot of those. It was heartbreaking. I mean, that fucking kicker, man, dude, he went from getting laid by every girl in the sorority house to getting egged by every girl in the sorority house.
Feel for that kid, man.
I hate it. I hate it because that dude could have been a hero. He could have went down in fucking Tennessee's lore, and now the wrong way.
He would have been right there with our boy.
Bloodbath McGrath.
Never would have had to pay for a meal, and he's only a sophomore, right? So like maybe he has another opportunity, but man, it's going to be hard to live that one down.
I mean, that's just God. That was just. I mean, it was. You know what that was the universe coming together to fuck us. Is exactly what that was. That's the only thing I can figure. I mean, every other way, I mean, we had them beat. I mean, like, yeah, they were the more talented team. We played better than them. We played harder than them. I mean, hell, I don't even know what to say, dude. I'm shaking. We just got fucked. We got fucked at every single other fucking turn.
I'm definitely not really wanting to watch any more football tonight. That's for sure.
I don't know. I kind of just want to go get lost in a quad box on my couch.
Nah.
Just have 4 games up, not paying attention to.
Did we have? Did I hear right? Did we have that Alabama cocksucker David Martin? Was he the head referee today? I mean, is that true?
I don't know.
I honestly, I mean, like officiating wasn't what played a role in this one in my mind.
No, and Davy's right. It wasn't. I mean, we fucked ourselves. I mean, most of the time, like we did. Like we was like, oh, here, fuck, I'm gonna shit the bed. You know, we've got a fucking little bit of momentum here. Shit the bed. I mean, it's maddening. I mean, like the game was called good. Like, I don't have a bit of a problem with that. Running it down, trying to keep the field goal. I mean, that was perfect. I mean, that was exactly what you would do in that situation. But we just fucking shit the bed.
Just the false start on Umarov, who, like, you haven't even noticed him all season long, which is a great thing. And then he flinches, and we don't get because I agree with, I think Heupel played it perfectly. I agree with running another play there. You go ahead, you run it down to 3 seconds. You bring the field goal you use your timeout. You bring the field goal team on. You kick it. You walk it off. You go home. And just that little penalty, it moves it back, and then we don't know what to do. We take forever, and then we decide to just go ahead and kick it, and it just felt it was all off.
My God, man, do you really think that fucking 5 yards made a difference?
Yes.
You do?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Seriously?
For sure. Everything before it.
To God.
Oh my God, that kick was fucking 15 yards off the fucking goal.
Nah, it really wasn't.
If you don't have the false start, we're not kicking from that hash.
And it's going to be centered.
All right. Okay, good point. All right, I'll concede to that. I just think like everything like just lined up, and like he played it perfectly. Heupel did. Like the end of the game, like it was all good. End of the game, and like my big fucking complaint is at the end of it in the overtime, like not going for it, because you know Georgia's going to fucking score a touchdown there. You know that. Like, you know that going in, and you need to fucking just go ahead and punch it some bitch on in. And oh my God,
Matthews was that in overtime when Matthews dropped the one right?
Yep.
Yeah, like that's huge.
That was a killer.
Yeah,
it was going to be a good game. Get the offense rolling right.
Yeah, that's
there.
brutal, man. I'd forgotten about that one. I mean, we talked about it. You know, Rodgers' keys to victory yesterday. The first one and the last one are what's standing out to me right now. The first one was you got to play a perfect game, and I specifically mentioned like penalties, drops.
Yeah,
and we had too many of both. That wasn't the only drop. It wasn't the only penalty.
No,
we had a bunch of those, and then the last one, like who's going to be the tougher team in the fourth quarter, and like the offense came to play, but we went conservative on that the next to last possession and the end of the last possession, I guess you could say. But really, after the fumble, that one was hurt, and then our defense just couldn't get off the field, couldn't stop them.
Russell, Bear, Davey, Walker in there with you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Walker, glad to talk to you guys, man. Y'all have a good evening. And I just, again, fuck Georgia. Fuck all them son bitches. I hope every one of them. I hope they all shoot blanks for the rest of their fucking lives.
Haven't heard that insult before.
That's a new one.
Yeah, you had to play a near perfect game, and we played pretty well. We played better than I thought we would.
I mean,
We did. We played better than I thought we would today.
I don't think that's the best we can play.
No,
I don't know if it's too
well.
close.
That's why we're all gutted, because we left some plays and some points out there.
I mean, you go back and you look at it. I mean, 2 turnovers. One of them was an arm punt. One of them was on a Staley trip on his route, went right into the receiver's arms. But still, there's a couple turnovers in there. Obviously, some drops all along it. Like, how close do you think this is to the best that we can play?
Offensively,
pretty close.
About like 97%. Yeah.
You think it's going to be this kind of start-stop? Like, it can't be consistent with this offense, because that's what it was.
I mean, outside of the second quarter, we really were able to move the ball all game. Like, I mean, you had one bad quarter, which again, like, I mean, it's Kirby Smart. He's a 2-time winning national champion. He's going to be able to make some adjustments. So it's like he's going to have a counter, and you just have to withstand that. And I thought, coming out into the second half, we struggled there a little bit late until late in the third quarter, but the fourth quarter, the offense was rolling whenever we wanted it to. And it kind of did come back to the play calling got conservative at times, such as whenever, we forced the fumble and we don't really attack. The air being deflated out of the place too, after that missed kick, just, you knew things weren't going to go well. But defensively, like, it's not going to be as good as last year. I mean, like, we were able to really keep our opponents in check defensively. And it goes to that, if I could take last year's defense and put it with this year's offense, it's like, this is a national championship winning caliber team. But that's just not the case. But these are the games, like, this is Josh Heupel football when it boils down to it. You look at all his stops throughout the years. This is how they usually come down, and it's in the final moments where it's a high-scoring game. You just have to make the plays whenever they come. And listen, we didn't capitalize there at the end. It's as simple as that. But I look at it from when we do get some of our defensive players back. If you can get some more coverage sacks, because we don't have the pass rush that we did last year, but with McCoy, Gibson out there, those are guys that are going to be able to make the quarterback hold it, just even if it's a 1 second longer, that will hopefully allow for your pass rush to get there. And you're not going to be going up against 5-star offensive linemen outside of the Alabama game for the rest of the season.
No, I'm excited to watch these guys. It just sucks because, like a caller earlier said, I mean, we're probably going to have the obligatory Josh Heupel stinker, the one that comes out of nowhere. We lose to a team that we shouldn't lose to. This would have cushioned that, given you some room for error in your quest to make the playoffs. So it's like, if you do have that, then that means you have to beat Alabama, you have to beat Oklahoma, and you have to win at Florida to have a shot to go 10-2 and make the playoffs. And that's asking a lot.
Yeah. Tuscaloosa.
Unless, maybe you consider Florida the obligatory Josh Heupel stinker, but I still think of that as a pretty big game in my mind, regardless of whatever may be going on down there.
I feel like it's kind of uncharted territory. Like, we've never had Heupel take a punch this early in the season. It feels like normally that trip up game is 5-6 games down the line. Not game
where were
3.
you when we went down to Gainesville with them? I mean, we should have beaten them down there. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, but that team wasn't as that team was not as good as last year's team, this team, and the team in 22.
Pretty damn close. I mean, that was that was his crap the bag. That was the one where cornerback just kind of shrugged his shoulder at the running back. What was that kid's name? He's in the NFL now.
Kamala bin Hadden.
Yeah. Kamala bin Hadden. That was the Jeremy Banks game. Then we have a fight at the end of that one. That was a 3-alarm shit show down there last time we were down there. A classic Gainesville. That's why I'm sitting here thinking we can't have the screw-up game.
Florida just scored about a 90-yard touchdown. They're up 10-0 on LSU in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Don't worry. Still plenty of time for Billy to make a mistake.
Billy to go full Billy. Let's get Jesse in here next. Jesse, you're on Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Go ahead, Jesse.
Man, I hope Georgia's paying us, because we keep making in-kind contributions for 2 decades now on making Mike Bobo with his vanilla-ass playbook kill us. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Russ, I think you're right about Heupel being pretty much perfect. I would just put an asterisk next to that. I think he called a pretty perfect game for about 59 minutes and 30 seconds. I am with Bear, or maybe Davey said it, where I think he has his moments where he just tries to get cute and outsmart himself. And I think this was one. I know as Davey mentioned how, I was watching the game on TV. I don't know if any of y'all were there. You could definitely, for me, I think all the air came out a lot of it came out when we had that false start there at the end. I do not understand why Heupel did not run another play on 3rd down with a timeout in his back pocket. It didn't matter if it was just 7 seconds left on the clock. When we got the false start, it was a quarterback run to get to the middle of the hashes. He had more than enough time to do it. And it would have, I feel like, worn off a little bit of the stink of getting that false start and being like, oh, well, now we got to settle for a long field goal because we're panicking.
It would have, but I don't think he's panicking. But I think this goes back to the narrative of Heupel going conservative. I think he's just scared at that point. He's worried about another penalty, and then you're in a 47, 48-yard field goal. He's worried about a fumble, something screwy happens, and all of a sudden the clock runs out on you. And I kind of agree with you. It's just go, keep your composure, go out there. I don't think you're handing the ball off in that situation. I think it's more likely like Joey just sort of dive, wherever Max wants the ball, which maybe he some kickers wanted on the hash market. We don't know.
It didn't look like before they called the false start, it looked like Joey was trying to get right to the middle. If you go back and watch.
And also, I wouldn't be worried about him running another quarterback run because he's not going to take a hit harder than what he did earlier in the game when he tried to juke out that linebacker from Georgia.
He got the shit kicked out of him on that one.
But
go ahead.
But I'm also looking at it, Davey. I mean, I'm looking at the drive chart. We got a first down to the Georgia 35 with 37 seconds left. We then got a first down at their 25 with 12 seconds. I kept waiting for one of those points, Heupel to just queue up a first or second down shot to the end zone to either Brazel or someone, just because once again, I think that fumble we recovered and settled for a field goal like that. I felt like that was foreshadowing something where it's just like, oh, he's going to clinch up and call this tight. Regardless of the defense, I think this was his worst big game coaching performance because in his time here, well, maybe not his time here because his first year was basically a throwaway year and he made surprises and that's all credit. I love Heupel, by the way. I'm not dumping on him or any of that crap, but this one, getting the streak in or ending the streak because, this is the last time we're probably going to see them regularly. But, the other weird thing I'm sitting here thinking is in this expanded playoff era, it's I think I'm sort of numb to this right now because it's just 10-2 is probably going to be good enough to go to the playoff routinely. And it's just if one of your losses is a 3-point loss to Georgia, who's probably going to be at least 10-2, if not 11-1 for their floor this year, that's going to look good.
Yeah, I mean, as it relates to that, I don't think Heupel, this is my opinion, I know a lot of people disagree with this, but I don't think Heupel was coaching scared there. I think he was coaching conservative and he didn't want multiple mistakes to compound. And that goes back to the getting the fumble and then the first play being a false start. And then the same thing with once they got the false start, they're trying to set up for the final field goal. I think he looked at it from the standpoint of, all right, let's just we're in a great position. Let's not do anything to beat ourselves. And the reason I say this is because it wasn't like Kirby Smart did a good job in the final minute. Like, I thought he did a terrible job managing the clock whenever it came to the use of his timeouts and giving his team an opportunity. It just so happens we didn't take advantage of it. And that's the most frustrating part at the end of the day. Whenever I really sit back, we've been going for about 45 minutes now. And I realized, like, that was what it was. We just didn't capitalize whenever they gave it to us.
Yeah, and I'll end on this. I think for me, just observing this is I felt so many similarities up until the end to, ending the Bama streak in 22 and finally, Heupel getting his first win. I guess when he beat Florida in Neyland, I guess that was the first time since 2016 that we'd beaten Florida. So it was a 6-year losing streak. Like, in those 2 games, like, he put his nuts on the table for basically all 60 minutes and, like, took some risk and they paid off. And it was just, he's two more years experience here, like, all that. But it's just like, there were some times where it's just like, you literally are not in it. We weren't ending those previous streaks without taking some big play risk. And it just, it's, like I will say this, and I'll let you guys go because I know everyone else is going. But it's like, I think the takeaway from this, and just my observation, is going to be that it's going to be a lot more folks miffed at Heupel than they are on Max Gilbert, and in this day of social media and all that, like, that may be Gilbert's saving grace because he's going to have more chances down the road. We know that, and look forward to the rest of the season. You guys take it easy.
Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate the phone call. 865-966-3435. Your number if you want to get up with us here this set. Did they take the touchdown off the board for Florida?
I wasn't watching, but it does say 3-0 at the moment.
Yeah, I think they did. Somebody was tweeting that they lead the nation in touchdowns.
Spectacular touchdowns.
Negated by penalties.
Oh, Billy. 865-966-3435. Let's get a call from Lance. Hello, Lance.
Yeah, hey, Russell. Thanks, guys, for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for calling.
I've never called before, but I guess down here in Rome, Georgia, of all places, with my kid, we're from Knoxville, and I'm going to start by saying I really appreciate all the caller sentiments on 38-30. I do appreciate that, but watching it with my 12-year-old, we were sitting there together, and I guess at 38-30, when it's 4th and 6, I mean, you guys watch a lot of football. I've been watching football for just turned 50 this past year. Is it the stupidest thing in the world when you've got 3 timeouts at 4th and 6 to maybe force Bobo to run his second or third best play versus what happened? Because let's be honest, I got to think if you stop them there, you probably win the game. And, we saw what happened. And I'm sitting there watching it with my kid. And the last thing I want to say, I want to get you guys' take. When it's, 3rd down, you get an offensive false start. I understand. But how do you trot the kicker out there at that point? What message are you sending to the team? How in the world do you not just line the quarterback up, line it up in the middle, give me a break, kick an extra point with some distance, and you probably win the game? I just don't want this to be on the kicker. It's so frustrating. I've been watching Tennessee versus Georgia since the 80s. This is a frustrating moment. I'd love your guys' opinion.
I mean, it never really comes down to just one guy, to just one play. But sometimes it kind of does. when you have a wide open jumper as time expires, when you have a field goal at the end of the game like that. I mean, we played that whole possession perfectly. Man, like, we were all scared when you have the incompletion on first down. No, we ran, 1st and 10, 2-yard gain and let the clock run out. And at that point, we're all terrified that, hey, we're going to go 3 and out here and punt the ball back to them, and they're going to be able to kick the game-winning field goal in regulation. And then for everything, think of all the plays we ran after that. There were multiple completions, some great hard-fought runs by Star Thomas and Deshaun Bishop. We are just grinding them up, playing it perfectly, milking all the clock, making Georgia burn all their timeouts. We played it perfectly, and we missed a damn kick. So, yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying, Lance. Like that fourth down, we defend that. It probably works out a little bit differently. Although at that, it changes the calculus because we probably go even more conservative, make them burn their timeouts and punt the ball back. They're probably going to have another shot at it down 8. But man, it's just, yeah, so many missed opportunities.
And you add on we're talking about the Alabama game from 22 earlier. It's like no one remembers anything else that Chase McGrath did in that game outside that one kick. And that's what it comes down to when you're a kicker. I mean, it's either, all the glory or all the pain of everything coming down on your shoulders.
Why don't you call us timeout there?
What did he say?
I think
there?
we lost. Why don't you call timeout there? At what point?
Hey, I was running. I thought you guys cut me off, and I got to pee. But yeah, why don't you call an out there for God's sakes? I'm sorry.
Well, right before the fourth down,
third best play.
I mean, again, maybe this is a case of you outthinking yourself, but I don't really want
3 timeouts.
But
with
at that
2
point
minutes to go. If you stop them, you win the game, guys. I'm sorry, I know I'm yelling, but my gosh,
I feel
it's
you.
so frustrating.
I feel you, brother. The only thing I can think, Davey, is they might score a touchdown and 2-point conversion. You might need those timeouts. B, you don't want to give Kirby a chance to go over there and get with Bobo and draw something up.
You win the game if you stop them there. I'm sorry, guys.
More than likely. I mean, there's still the chance they get the ball back. They hit a field goal to beat you by 1. His time expired. But I generally am of the mindset, whenever you look at the modern day analytics, like you're holding on to your timeouts until you absolutely have to use them. So I didn't have a problem not taking one there. I mean, they ran a great play. Their guy was wide open out in the flat.
Davey, I hear you, but that's their best play at that point. I hear you. That's their best freaking play, man. Force them to run their second or third. And, by the way, 95,000 people are going to get lathered up even more. They're going to make more noise, right?
It'll get louder, but man, listen, they just schemed us up very well. I think with how they had that set up, they're going to that play no matter what. I don't know if we're doing a whole lot. Because again, you're attacking, they're going to attack our secondary in that situation, our young corners. They did that all game. That was, if you want to, I guess, go with anything, it's the fact that we left Redmond in, and that would fall on Banks at that point.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I appreciate that. And like I said, I'm sitting here watching my 12-year-old kid. He's not seeing anything close to a Tennessee victory over Georgia. I've seen a few. And God Almighty, we thought we had it. And when they trotted the kicker out there, he and I looked at each other like, why in the world didn't you guys try for a few more yards? I think Russell said this earlier, it so changed the dynamic. The offsides, I don't think it hurt. I just think you should have pushed forward. I just think you shouldn't have given up at that point. Maybe it's psychology. I'm probably overthinking it. It just pissed me off.
I feel you. Brother Lance. Hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. A lot of pissed off Vol fans today. And yeah, I mean, he's fixated on the fourth down one. A lot of people fixated on the end of the game situation. Josh Heupel just moments ago in his post-game presser says, quote, about the thought process on that final sequence in regulation, quote, we were going to move it more to the upright where we were at. Yard line did not have any lost yardage. So with everything that transpired, that's why we kicked it when we did. I don't understand.
No, it doesn't.
It's hard to, Heupel leaves out the prepositions and the all the pronouns. Sometimes it's hard to when you hear him, when you're watching it, it makes perfect sense. But sometimes, like reading it, it's like, what the hell is he saying?
It's hard to give it the correct punctuation to make it make sense.
Heupel says, bottom line is he and his team would have needed to get a lot better if they won or lost this game. He said the result didn't change anything about next week, but it does mean the next 24 hours are going to be really tough.
I mean, that's what you find out about whether you're a good team or not. It's how you handle the adversity, and this is definitely some adversity for them to face. I still think, like, listen, this isn't a championship caliber team that can win it all, but this is definitely a team that can make the playoffs.
I think, I mean, just looking forward, if you're, I mean, this our fans don't want to hear this right now, but I think if you're Heupel, and particularly when you think about your quarterback and your offense, I think you actually come out of this thing pretty encouraged. Like, just looking for, obviously you're gutted, you're devastated to lose, but it's like, oh my God, are we going to have another year where we just have to play ball control offense? It's like, no. This Aguilar kid can sling it. We got weapons. We're going to be able to put up some big numbers this year. And these next two games, UAB at home next week, Mississippi State on the road. I know everybody's worried about that Mississippi State game now that they've showed out a little bit better than we thought they would. But, you know, I'm thinking you should be able, as long as Aguilar can take it on the road, like, you should be able to go down there and put up some big offense on them. Defensively, I'm a little bit concerned. We need to get Moy and Hobbs back badly. And Jermod McCoy cannot get healthy soon enough. But all three of those things are probably going to happen at some point. They might not happen as quickly as we want them to, but those are three pretty damn good players you stand to get back at some point this season, which is going to make you better.
Yeah. And I mean, this is the most points that Kirby Smart has given up during a regular season game as the head coach at Georgia.
All right. It should have been 3 more.
I put it at 38. I'm not counting overtime because I can't even I'm trying to think. I don't know. I think Ohio State put it on them one year in like a postseason game where they didn't really give a shit. But
T-Carp is next. Go ahead, T-Carp.
Guys, I'm hurting pretty good. And man, for about 45 minutes I just didn't know what to say. When you ask Bear if he's doing okay, I felt the same way. I'm like, no, I'm not doing okay. Everybody wants to kind of put it on Heupel or do this. Man, I'm be honest with you. Kids put on scholarship to kick the football through the uprights. That's his job. You didn't do your job. If you do your job, we win the game. And if a lot of people do a lot of different things, we win the game. But that's one play, when it all comes down to it, coulda, shoulda, woulda. But, that's his job. Kickers are making 50-yard field goals routinely. You make a 42-yard field goal. If you want to say, it's we're up by 8 and they Uncle Fluffy leaves those guys, on one-on-one coverage with no safety help up on top of your screen. I told my wife, I'm like, I don't like that look. I don't like the way this looks. And sure enough, that's who they threw it to. And, there were some things that just really at the end of the game, you just get really, really frustrated. But again, you have true freshmen at corners and all that. So if I'm going to drink from the keg of despair tonight, it's going to be that the defensive play calling has to get better. It's really hard for me to get upset with Heupel because I would have done the same thing at the end of the game. I genuinely would have. Georgia's already gone down the field, scored 8 points on you, like driven right down. Like, I leave 0 time on the clock for them. I do exactly what he did. I drive down the field, try to leave just no time and kick a field goal. But if your kicker can't make the frickin' field goal, what do you do? Like, what are you supposed to do? So I don't know. I don't blame Heupel, and a lot of people do right now. A lot of people say he's scared. He coached scared. I thought he did, again, exactly what you're supposed to do. And his team started to crap the bed, and he did the best he could do. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, guys? And I'm gladly take it like T-Carp's dumb or whatever. Just tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I said basically the same thing. I thought we can get on Heupel for going conservative in the second quarter and on the possession after the strip sack fumble. But
okay, yeah.
As far as that last possession, I mean, he pulled all the strings. It was like the last possession of Alabama in 2022, where everything went perfectly right up until the end, and then the penalty and obviously the missed kick. But I thought, like, if you make the damn kick, T-Carp, like we're drinking from the keg of glory.
All you got to do is make a kick. Make a kick that is make a routine kick. Okay, I'm sorry. They practice hitting 50-yard field goals from the hash all the time.
They do. To push back on you, T-Carp, the one thing I would say is if you have the opportunity to put the ball where you want it, you take it.
Okay.
Because you want to help your kicker. You want to help your kicker, and by him getting conservative, as people would say, scared. Yeah, in that situation and just going ahead and sending the kicking team out there on third down, then yeah, I would say that's a huge mistake.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. There was just so many things that we did so well, and against, like, we can all admit that Kirby Smart is the best coach in college football, man. Like he year in, year out. He is, and it's so daggum frustrating because Heupel had him this year. Like, we had him, and it's just so frustrating. Joey Aguilar, man, that cat can play quarterback. He's got a lot of Brett Favre in him, is what I said. I like the way he plays. He's going to throw it up sometimes, and he's going to get a few interceptions, but, man, he can play the game. He needs to learn how to slide, and he about got his ribs destroyed, by the way. You got to learn how to slide, big dog. But I love how gritty he is. I love how tough he is. I love that. What do you think about the Carnes Beaver being the best, gritty running back on the team? I didn't think that, and I thought he did well. I thought Brazel did so well.
I wish we'd get him the ball a little more. Talking about Bishop, like it's bizarre to me that we scored touchdowns on the first two possessions, and then we don't see him again. I don't think we saw him again for the rest of the first half.
No, because Starr got one, Lewis got one, and then Starr again.
I think that's how they did it.
Yeah, I don't understand that rotation. Here's optimistic T-Carp is everything that we want is still in front of us. One loss in this era doesn't kill you. If anything, you showed you can play with anybody, and you get guys that are hurt back. So, if anything, one loss to, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the nation, best team in the SEC right now. By 3 points, you covered the frickin' spread, as no one wants to hear that, but you covered the spread. All is not lost. This just really fucking hurts. Love you guys. Y'all be good.
Love you too, brother.
If you want the numbers behind it, Starr Thomas had 9 carries. Sean Bishop had 15 carries. Peyton Lewis had 5, and Joey had 5.
I mean, they're all good. Like it feels like the coaches really kind of prefer Starr Thomas. I know Bishop got 15 carries, but it feels like Starr is in there a lot.
Starr's got the breakaway ability. Bishop is, if you're needing to just, get that extra yard or two, he's the guy I want carrying it.
And Lewis was fine today. Yeah. I mean, 5 carries, 19. That's right at 4 yards a carry. I mean, like they gave him the ball, he put his head down and got yards. That I don't have a problem with the 34 carries, 125 yards rushing for Tennessee today. I think that there were times when I'm like, draw up another run play for Joey, kind of like you did on the first touchdown. Like
Well, that was the thing, Russ, because there were so many opportunities where it's like, I think Joey had the option to keep and on the read, and he just kept handing it off. I mean, it got to the point they knew you were handing that ball off to the running back. I didn't think the edge had containment there. If Joey wanted to take off to the outside, he could have gotten there a couple of times, at least 10 to 15 yards.
I would love to know. We will never know because he would never tell us. But I would love the possession after the fumble, that third down call. You could see Georgia bringing extra guys right up the middle. We hand it off, I believe, to Bishop. He gets a yard or two. We kick the field goal to go up 8. The cameras pan over to Heupel immediately after that third down run up the middle, and you could tell he's pissed. And I just wonder if that was an RPO where he wanted Joey to either keep it like you're talking about, or if there was a throw on the perimeter.
Oh, I don't think you wanted Joey to keep it. I mean, I haven't seen the all 22, but I mean, that would tell us the answer right there. And I mean, listen, like for Heupel to react like that, I'm sure our receiver beat his man, and it probably would have been an easy touchdown.
Well, that's it, and Heupel is going to get roasted by fans and casuals that said, well, you went conservative 3 runs up the middle. That's what we saw, but that's not what he called necessarily.
No, but I probably, and again, like you can always have these second chances, but we often see a lot of teams, as soon as you get that turnover, the first play you go for the jugular.
Yeah.
And listen, I could be wrong. From what I do recall, it looked like it was a designed handoff for the first play.
I think so, yeah.
Because based off where you weren't exactly in field goal position. So I think he was thinking, all right, let's just run it one time, see what we can get, and then just make sure we are within.
I'm pretty sure we did the check with me, because I feel like on the first play of just about every possession other than the first drive of each half is a check with me with Heupel. Like it's get out there, get lined up, and then look over. And yeah, I agree. He probably saw whatever he saw and said, hand it off.
I mean, I know a lot of people, and again, there are different points throughout the game where you can look at this. They're going to say we slowed it down too much. But in my mind, I do think there were several opportunities where he realized I cannot send the defense right back out there. Georgia ultimately had, in terms of time of possession, I believe it was 50 minutes to 25, essentially. Or wait, my math's not adding up on that. What was it? It was, it was 50-38 to 24-15. Something's off on that ESPN, because that does not.
It doesn't add up. I was noticing that earlier too, because they had like 60 minutes of possession at the halftime stats.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So I apologize for putting that out there, because ESPN, you're wrong.
All right, bring me Marshall Griffin, the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. VFL Marshall Griffin, drinking with us from the keg of despair this evening. Marshall, it hurts, buddy.
Russell, brutal. My gosh,
it hurts.
When they made that completion, it was going to tie the game up. I was having so many flashbacks. Like, my gosh, this is the script. It's happening. Brutal.
Davey, I told you when we were up 8, my nightmare at that was they're going to score a touchdown here, go for 2 and miss it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get conservative up 2 and try to run time, but we're not going to run time and punt it back to them. And they're going to come down and kick a field goal, win 39-38. That was my nightmare. I was already hurting. What actually happened hurt so much more. Sometimes you think you could see the darkest possible outcome, and it is even darker.
That's it. I was thinking before the play where they were going for 2, I think I would have called a timeout right there. I just noticed all the linemen were on their knees. Everybody was gassed.
Yeah.
Like, why? Man, that was the game. I mean, the field goal for sure was your chance to win it, but that was another chance right there. I mean, there's a reason people rarely go for 2 points. It's a hard play to convert. Why don't you just take a minute? You had all 3 timeouts. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, right? That was what I can't remember if it was Lance or Jesse was saying earlier. I mean, yeah, exactly. Hindsight And we do that all the time, right? I mean, we rant as Tennessee fans about the fake injuries. We have become
We did that a lot.
We're the worst fake injury team of all college football. I mean,
Yeah, we did that.
We even know when it's coming.
We just we had the lay down lineman a couple times. We had, and when the ball's in the red zone and our defense is gassed, we just lay down and get a free timeout. Maybe we should have done that. The ball's already set. Maybe we should have just bit the bullet and called the timeout, gotten set.
Well, in hindsight, just look at it was blown coverage. About a guy, there was nobody around him at all. So obviously they were confused about what was going on. Looking back on it, I don't know. But yeah, that was a rough one. I started my moral victory compilation / rationalizations at about that point. We all counted this game as a loss since about July. We all just assumed that we would lose it. I think from that perspective, everybody would have said, if I'll give you 41 points right now, we'd have taken it,
Yeah.
So I think we played well all in all in the big picture. I don't think this hurts us too bad. This is not going to be like I think there's a lot of room for optimism. So there's that.
I agree. I mean, we can't. It's hard to see right now, but again, I think if you're Josh Heupel, after the pain wears off and you start to look at the film and you start to look ahead, we feel so much better about our offense now than we have at any point since 2022. This is
Absolutely.
The best
Yeah.
I feel about Tennessee offense in over 2 years. So there's that. The bad thing is we're kind of back to where we were that year. I don't think our defense is very good. I don't think it's on
got help
Banks.
coming.
I just think it's the injuries have been at the critical positions, and Georgia did a masterful job of exploiting that today.
Yeah, they did. They just have so many weapons. You just know. I mean, it's just you're holding your breath every time they get the ball because they can just do. It seems like kind of anything they wanted to do. I was proud of them for keeping them in check the way they did. But you just every time they would make these big plays, you're just reminded of what their potential is and what they could do. I was even nervous that he didn't run a play. I wasn't concerned so much about positioning the ball. I assumed that the ball was where they wanted to be on that last play. But 7 seconds, like that's enough time for a couple of miracles. We've certainly seen them. I did not like leaving 7 seconds on the clock there.
No, I'm with Davey. Go ahead and run the play, get it wherever Max wants it, and kick that thing with 2 or 3 seconds left on the clock.
Like, it's one thing if you're on the road and you think the crowd might make your guys jump offside or have another false start, but man, you're at home. It wasn't like there was anything that was going to cause your guys, in my mind, to false start a second time.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
But to you guys' point about the offense looking better than it ever has before, Russ, you told me before we went into this game, Josh Heupel's teams have thrown for 1 touchdown against Kirby Smart since he's been the head coach of Tennessee, and we had 4 today.
I'll say that watching Joey Aguilar is about the least stressful quarterback we've seen in a long time.
He's got some stuff he can work on too. He threw, he had a great day. It could have been, I'm sure he would like to have a couple of those throws back. I mean, then the one interception, Staley just fell down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so. I just feel like he had not consistently sailing it over receivers' heads. That feels like something we've been watching for a while. We didn't see today. Seems, pretty accurate. 14 for 14 in the first quarter.
He throws a really good 50-50 ball. I expect to see a lot of that as the season goes on, don't you, with Brazel?
Sure. That was beautiful.
And I think, too, you'll see because, the big thing we've had problems with whenever you look at Georgia is they've been able to stop the run with only using 4 guys. And I think with Joey's arm talent, it's at least going to show you're going to see a lot more 2 high safeties. And with that, I think it's going to open up the run game even more. And we're not going to be going up against that style of a front often this season.
Marshall, this is a tough one, brother. This is one you'll carry with you for a long time. And I don't know when the next time we get to see these guys is. Somebody said maybe we see them again in Atlanta.
I hope so. So my son is a junior this year, and he was at the stadium, and this is his first kind of introduction. We were texting back and forth, and when we missed that field goal, I just texted him. I said, "Brace yourself, buddy.
Yeah,
hang in there."
Yeah, no doubt.
This is what it's about. Part of it, anyways.
You tell me that's not how it used to be, and I don't know. I mean, I am taking that the gap is completely gone now. I feel like. I mean, we should have won this game. That means the gap's gone.
Gap's not gone. It's closing, but I mean, we had them at home, and we played really well today, man.
He had his way with him offensively until, Marshall, he just took his foot off the gas for some reason.
Joey's the first Tennessee quarterback to throw for 4 touchdowns against Georgia since 2009. We talked about earlier in the week. We have not thrown a touchdown pass against them since Hendon Hooker on the first drive of the 2021 game here against them. So Joey has for today. That kid can play, man. Joey freaking Aguilar. He's a dude.
I'm excited. That should be a good season. Should be fun to watch him play.
Yep.
But hey, yeah, I'll let you guys go. I know you got people waiting. Thanks for all the work that you do. I appreciate it.
Marshall, hang on a second, buddy.
Yeah.
Tell them what you do, brother. Marshall Griffin, the Griffin Law Firm, and we appreciate you sponsoring this program week in and week out. We know your VFL credentials, and we love all our armed service members stationed throughout the world. We got people listening to this thing all over the world. We got people listening who aren't in the military. They know somebody is. They have friends, family who work in the DOE, the FBI, the FCC, DOD, whatever. And you can help all of these people if they find themselves in a situation where they're facing adverse action from the government.
Yeah, I'll tell you, over the past 18 months or so, we've expanded the practice and moved in. We've been doing a lot of good work for federal employees. So we've been doing federal civilian employee employment law, just helping with discrimination claims. And, there was a lot of turmoil and churn with the change in administrations. There was a significant shift in philosophy like personnel management and things like that created a lot of stress. So we've seen that area of our practice grow significantly. So, some practice areas for lawyers are geographically limited. That is not one of them. So I can represent federal civilian employees, really anywhere in the country. So if you're having trouble at work, trouble with your supervisor or whatever, give us a call. We can help out with those issues.
His number is 888-707-4282. Give him a ring and let his experienced team help you work through whatever challenges you're facing. Of course, just remember this website, griffinlawdefense.com. That's griffinlawdefense.com. Our guy, Marshall Griffin. Marshall, we won't let this define us, brother. We'll bounce back.
Absolutely right. Go Vols. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, bud.
It's one of those things where for a lot of people, this will not ease the sting. But with how college football operates now, I was telling you this, guys, last year after we lost to Arkansas, it's a game we should have won, but nothing is off the table. Like if this was 10 years ago, I essentially concede that the season's over.
Yeah. Well, not in the playoff era.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a lot of the reason. I'm still I hate it for Heupel and the kids because it's just an unbelievable opportunity and career and program defining win. And I hate it because they just kind of let it slip through their fingers. Yes. That sucks. And I hate that it's going to be this way, but it is. That changes. Like Brazel had this fantastic day. Aguilar, fantastic day, but we didn't win the damn game, so it's not going to be.
It's not those legends.
It's not as sparkly and shiny at the top of that mountain.
No.
I mean, it sucks, but it's after today, Joey Aguilar put his name into the Heisman conversation. His odds are going to shoot up after today.
And we'll have chances for the glory. This team can win at Alabama. That will be incredible if we could pull that off. Beating Florida in Gainesville anytime is legendary.
They're losing now, by the way.
Oklahoma, like we've got opportunity. This was the biggest one. This is the biggest game of the year, and we had a chance to win, and we didn't get it done. But in the playoff era,
and we still win a national championship, but nothing's off the table at all, other than the fact.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like you say, national championship. People, if we get Moy back and Hobbs back, and they're able to be healthy, and Jermon McCoy comes back and works himself back to the level he was at by the time the season ends, and we can get 10-2. First of all, we're hosting a playoff game like we should have last year because they changed the format.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And we add 3 pros back to our defense.
Yes.
Like that elevates things considerably, and we have perhaps another juggernaut offense here.
Listen, like this is, wishful thinking, but this could be like the one game that keeps us out of the SEC championship to where we're actually able, like if we do have more injuries, you get the opportunity to get healed up. I also look at it from, Georgia, they got a tough schedule. They got a bye week next week, but they're going to probably be in the SEC championship again. So I got a text from a friend. He's like, hey, what do you think this means for us in the polls? I'm like, we're not going to drop in the polls. Just like, again, like a bad year, but you remember we got beat in overtime to double overtime to Texas A&M, and we did not move in the polls at all. Like we lost, and we should have won.
Depends on how many of those girls who don't watch football.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it'll all come out in the wash. I mean, it doesn't matter where we're at in the polls next week. What matters is where we're going to be at here in about, 8 weeks, 10 weeks from now, I guess, 9 weeks, 10 weeks from now. And as long as we everything's still in our control. And like Russ was just saying, man, I feel a lot better after hearing Russ say, we've got our offense back. That's part of the reason I'm not that has softened it, Russell. I forgot
the magic of this show.
I forgot how good that
it's
offensive
the magic
high
of this
was.
show. I mean, listen, it's still going to. We're all going to be looking at the ceiling tonight, playing Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, sure,
but
we were doing the thing. We did the thing again.
I'm not going to be looking for a fucking dull, rusty blade, fashioning a noose out of a sock. Like I'll just be reaching for an extra dose of Prozac. Like it's going to be okay, and that's what this show does. Is like you get. We came on and we're all just like,
despite
anybody got. There's 4 of us in here. We got 4 bullets. I mean, we could Heaven's Gate cult this thing and just peace out right now.
Yeah,
and by the end of it, like it'll be like, hey man, I'm going to go to cookout after this and fill the hole inside with about 2,000 calories and. I'm going to go watch the Titans tomorrow, which always makes me feel better.
It's going to ease it for you.
You spend the day with your kid. You're taking the boy, right? Yeah. You guys will have fun, man. Yeah. Weather's going to be beautiful down there.
Look away, son. Look away.
But I'm telling you, that's the thing for me because I saw the Heupel offense again today. It's been missing, and I haven't seen that since 22.
Yeah, that's good. Let's get Jamie in here next. Jamie, you're on Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm.
I just detonated Jamie somehow.
I'm sure he'll handle that well.
He just dropped right as you were saying his name.
He's calling back.
Yeah, he's calling back. Hold on.
I'm sure there will be a comment in here as it relates to the clock management.
Kronos ain't let this happen.
I will be shocked.
Is he going to be on our side, though, or is he going to be
I think he'll agree
critical
with what I've said.
Jamie, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead.
In Florida, I think, just tied it back up. Guys, yeah, we got the offense back, but and I think that the fact that we've got some serious starters out on defenses is muddying the water. The fact that that defense is just, there's nothing about Tim Banks that scares the shit out of anybody. I mean,
well, I mean, who are you going to be scared of when any? I mean, they've lost their 4 best defensive players. The 4 guys they really couldn't afford to lose are not playing right now. I mean, that's just reality. It sucks, and we're not as deep as like a Georgia or an Ohio State are, and just have their ready replacements. I mean, I feel like the kids have been doing pretty good in the back end.
The other thing that sucks, Jamie, is and it sucks that we think about this, but this is the era we live in. In a professional college sports setting, think about how much money we have tied up in Gibson, who came back for that raise infamously right before spring practice, was a holdout. McCoy, who we're paying probably close to 7 figures, and Hobbs and Moy are not cheap either. That might be $2 million of salary that is just not out there today.
Of talent.
Yeah, and our all-world 5-star freshman lineman, they say he got dinged up the week before the first game, and he's out a month.
That's weird.
To me.
I don't think it matters.
No,
it doesn't matter right now.
Our offensive line did great. I mean, this is the first time. I'm glad this came up. This is the first time in years and years where I wasn't completely on edge the whole time, worried that our quarterback was going to get killed because our offensive line had no chance at blocking their front four. So they kept Joey pretty clean. He did take one shot on that scramble.
Oh man,
Yeah,
he got his
guys. And that's when in the very next drive he threw. He was off. It was just kind of a wasted series.
Barry, it looked like he went to juke but forgot to juke. It's like he just continued on the same path he was going. He never did move left or right.
I thought he was going to get around that guy.
I did
got
too.
his dick knocked in the dirt.
Dude,
yeah, the tackler just lowered his shoulder pad and didn't have to chase him.
He gave him a pretty good shot to the head. It was completely legal because of the lack of a juke, but he got rocked.
I think on the 4th and 6th play, I think the play call from Georgia was throw it up in the corner and we'll go ahead and get our pass interference and get our first down right here. I think that at the end of the game, if Heupel's strategy, and I agree with it 100%, is to run one more run play and get yourself lined up. If that's your strategy, then why the fuck after the fucking penalty is it no longer your fucking strategy? And I'm a big T-Carp fan, but I got to disagree with him on this. Listen, man, yeah, kickers are paid, but they're also, I mean, it's an inevitable fact that the closer they are, the better their percentages are. And y'all can check my receipts. I've said it all over Twitter. You must get this inside the 20. The situation is too big. You got to get this ball inside the 20 to kick this field goal. I didn't have any confidence in him hitting it from 43. None. And, I thought the best thing to do at the end of the game was to run the ball. And who's the guy that's with Mike Keys, former offensive lineman?
Ramon Foster.
Yeah, he said on the I'm listening to him, and he said, yeah, well, I kind of got to agree because if Tennessee takes off running down the field, Georgia can just let him run and we can run the clock. I'm like, look, then you tell the tailback to fucking lay down. I mean, it's college. As soon as your knee hits the ground, the clock stops. I know I'm reaching there, but I'm just pissed all around. It's like, come on, man, you outcoached yourself. We've got one of the best offensive minds in college football, but fucking head coach, good Lord, dude, he outcoached himself at the end. I mean, you go ahead and you run the ball one more time. If you don't try to get any closer, at least center it the fuck up. What are we doing? Why, if it was sound strategy before the penalty, is it no longer sound strategy after the fucking penalty? Somebody help me there.
I think he said in his post-game comments basically that the play that they got the false start on, they weren't trying to center anything. It was on – he basically said they had it where they wanted it. And I think he just decided to go ahead and kick it once he got the 5-yard penalty.
Looked like Aguilar was going behind the right guard off of that.
It certainly did.
I don't know. Did. I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody's trying to not tackle you, you don't lay down. You just go ahead and score the fucking ball. I chalk that up to who was that kid that if they just dunked the fucking basketball, we'd have beat Vanderbilt that year. Yeah, I don't get that. Just go ahead and score. With that little bit of time left, they weren't scoring a touchdown in 3 seconds.
No, but there's nothing wrong with trying to get a little bit more. I mean, 43-yarder, trying to beat an 8-year streak. I mean, it's kind of like against Alabama. We needed every inch. That ball barely crossed the crossbar. I mean, you got to get as fucking close as you can. The fact that kickers can hit 50-yard field goals now matters none whenever you're in that situation. Get them as close as you can. You can't tell me that you're not smart enough to know that the closer we are, the higher the percentage of hitting it is. And I'm like you guys. We had a caller earlier that said, I don't think the 5 yards mattered. Are you fucking kidding me? Did you watch the angle? We all saw it from the behind the goalpost angle. I mean, it was wide, but it looked like if we was a little closer, it might have squeaked in.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm with you as it relates to the field goal situation, because what was it? How long was the field goal we hit? The 48-yarder that he hit towards or in the third quarter? Like, no, that was in the fourth. But the one he did hit, like, that would have been good from 55. Like, he had plenty of leg on that one. But it's like, just get it closer to where he's not having to think as much.
Right, Davey. I'm like you, man. The difference between hitting a 48-yarder early in the fourth, is a lot different than hitting a 43-yarder to win the game to break an 8-year streak. Yeah. I mean, I had this feeling. I had the feeling at the end of the Alabama game that their all-world kicker was going to push, and I had a feeling at the end of the Alabama game that ours was going to hit. I had a feeling at the end of this one. I was like, our guy needs to be inside the 20. I just know these situations. I mean, I've been watching this game for too long, man. I don't say he choked, but man, you definitely are aware of the situation, and it changes. I mean, in your head, you're aware. Kickers, they're not stupid. I mean, I don't know. I think Heupel outcoached himself. I love his offense when he's got the pieces. Like you guys have been saying, feels like 2022 again. We got a great we have an elite offense. I just don't understand the way he outcoached himself. You said, Russ, that looked like the 3 runs and the punt there after the turnover might have been one of a potential RPO. And at the end of the day, it's 3 runs. Go ahead and call a pass player. So I don't know. You got to be more aggressive. You're trying to beat Kirby Smart, who I don't know if he's the greatest coach in the world right now. I think he's got the greatest talent in the world right now. It's kind of like Nick Saban. We don't know what kind of a coach he was. He didn't have to really outcoach anybody when you got NFL players up and down the roster. And I kind of feel that way about Kirby Smart in Georgia. They don't do anything crazy. They just stick around and wait for you to fuck up. And we lay down and give it to them at the end. And what a way to end that series too, man. I mean, here, like I said this week on the drive, we were on the precipice, like you said, Barry. It was a program-changing win. You've got a kicker and a wide receiver that would go down, in lore, and as it is, it's just the 9th straight fucking loss to Georgia, and what are we now? 6 games behind 500 against these clowns. I mean,
that's the part that really burns my ass after we.
They're stretching that out pretty good. Jamie,
let me get out of the way real quick, Russ. I'll say this. We're in year 5, guys. This where the fuck's the talent at? Y'all hang in there.
I think the talent was out there. He's built a really good roster. We're down 4 starters on defense.
Well, to the point about where's the talent, like, Jamie, this is the most anybody's ever scored on a Kirby Smart defense. So I can't say where
is it really.
It's on the other sideline.
Yeah,
they were wearing white shirts. That's where all the talent's
the
most talented team in college football per the 247 talent composite.
And on top of that, too, kind of like the Bear, if you've got your 2 guys in the middle of that defensive line, and then you've got, your 2 starting cornerbacks, one who's going to be a first-round pick next year if he stays healthy, you have those guys out there. It's a different approach. And, I'm never going to know the answer to this, but does Heupel call is he not as conservative in some of those moments if he knows he's not having to, if I give the ball right back to Georgia, they're going to pick on my true freshman cornerback? I don't know.
I do want to say, when he talked about coaching there, he said something that he was on the right track but kind of had the wrong point. He said that the only thing Kirby did was sit around and wait for us to lose the game. It takes good coaching to not make.
Heupel said that?
No. Who was called?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
He was basically saying they waited around and let us lose the game, which is kind of what ended up happening. We missed
team
the kick.
That makes the fewest mistakes will win,
and that's what Kirby Smart teams always do. They make you beat them.
And generally, whenever I would take Stetson Bennett out of the equation, because he was a great college quarterback, but for a lot of the situations, it's like his defense has just been so dominant throughout the years. You don't necessarily need an offense to really go out and do a ton of stuff. It's just don't turn the ball over and play game manager. And they've been able to do that. That's why they have, the record they do under Kirby. They're a perennial national championship contender. And it's just why we're continuing to go in circles as to why we're so frustrated is because we had the opportunity to beat them and we just didn't.
Can I give a little shout out before we get back to the death march?
Please go ahead.
You know, we're up 21-17 at the half.
Mm-hmm.
They get the ball. They got a field goal in the middle 8, and
it was a hell of a stand to make him.
Well, they get the ball and go like 80 yards and take half the third quarter. I mean, it was just they big boyed the hell out of us. It was like 13 of 14 plays on the ground, just ran it right down our throat, made us like it, score a touchdown to go up 24-21. Then I think we had like a 3-and-out. We
threw a pick.
We threw a pick, and then we held them to a field goal. But I mean, you talk about bleeding out.
What was that when we got the interception? As they tried to throw into the end zone at the half?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about in the third quarter,
okay.
like when Joey threw the pick on that slant where Staley fell down. And then we held him to a field goal somehow, which felt like a win.
Yards.
Like it was 27-21, but it felt like it was 35-21. It felt like we were about to get blowed out. Our offense is dead in the water. And then we hit we grinded out a first down or two to get midfield, and then we hit the bomb to Brazel. And from then on, it was a heavyweight fight. But, I mean, we spent a good 2 quarters, the second quarter and most of
just
the third
out
quarter.
to fucking lunch.
Yeah, just like staggered. And then we got back in it and just couldn't close. I mean, we showed some resiliency. We got up off the mat and fought back, which hasn't been the case the past couple of years.
I mean, last year's defense with this offense were, 2 touchdowns going away, winning?
Yeah.
Stockton's not that good, is he?
He's but he's
that fourth down throw was like
one of the best throws I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that was.
He's a good quarterback.
That was clutch.
He's by no means great.
22 of 31 for 304 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'm thinking Georgia fans are pretty happy with him right now. And the knock on him was he couldn't force the ball down the field.
Yeah, he didn't have any problems with that.
He managed the game. He got the ball to guys, and he made that throw, but he also made a lot of intermediate to the tight end throws. They hit Branch 5 times. They hit Lawson Lucky for 3 times. Delp only 1 catch. True would have taken coming in, but I thought he was good today.
Yeah, I mean his rating was only 1 less than a point away from Joey's. If you're into quarterback rating and that type of stat, it mirrored Joey's.
I'm honest to God, I was just trying to hate on him. Okay, I mean, I know he had a great game.
The stats I'm looking at? UT Sports, they don't have any interceptions for Gunner. He threw one at the end. Oh no, that was the other guy.
Yeah, they put in the
Puglisi,
the big arm
Brian
kid.
Puglisi.
Aguilar had 2 picks. What was the?
There was a halftime arm punt, like right before the half.
And then the other one was where Staley fell down.
But the arm punt was. We talked about it last week. He throws the jump ball to Mike Matthews. He catches it against ETSU. We said that's a pick next week, and it was.
It was.
Well, that was still single coverage against ETSU. This one was straight into double coverage.
Yeah.
It was,
off his back foot, just kind of lobbing it up there.
It was on third down too, but it was close to the end of the half, and it was kind of like, okay, we take a shot here. If they intercept it, it's a punt. If it's incomplete, we punt anyway. Don't hate him taking a chance there.
Let's get Mark in here next. Mark, you're on Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Go ahead.
Hey, it's Mike, by the way. But
gotcha.
No worries. I thought it was funny. We were at the game, and there were some Georgia fans directly behind us. They said that Gunner Stockton reminded them of Joe Burrow.
I wouldn't quite say that.
Okay.
He wasn't the best quarterback in the game.
Yeah, we just started laughing immediately. But anyway, my point is I've heard people talk about the coaching decisions in the game, and then also the missed kick, obviously. But why is nobody talking about the false start penalty? Like that is really what drove me nuts on that final drive.
That's actually been a very big topic of conversation.
Okay, I might have just missed But that absolutely drove me nuts. Like, you cannot have that. It's a very real possibility that we make that kick and win if you don't have that false start. So that drove me bonkers.
Kind of scary scene going on down in Columbia. Lenore Sellers has gotten drilled. Looked like he was what's the thing called where your arms?
The fencing posture?
Yeah.
Oof. I hate to see that.
Hope he's okay.
I'm curious. I don't know if anyone's found the stat. I'm looking for it. How many missed tackles we had in this game?
Oh, we're not going to have that. We didn't try to wrap up. That was another thing as far as defensively, especially in the first half. Like, I was just like, use your arms. Like, actually try to tackle them. You're not like, these are incredibly talented players on the other side. You're not just going to be able to hit them with your shoulder pads and they're going to fall down.
Well, part of that is, excuse me, I think it's part of that. The reason for that is I felt like they were really out of position. There seemed to be just a ton of confusion. And that's another thing, if you get Jamad McCoy back, your veteran corner back there and help getting guys lined up right. And that was the other thing that really jumped out to me. That kind of worries me with the defense is they just didn't know where to line up at times. It felt like
we were moving around a ton.
Yeah, there's a lot of pre-snap movement around us because that's what Georgia does. They move people around all the time, and it makes us look like we don't know where we are, and we're just trying to react what they're doing.
Well, they were actually looking at Josh Joseph. Who was that kid, Russ? Looked like he was asking him where he was supposed to be right before the ball got snapped.
Oh, we had so many dumb, like Weathersby lining up offsides. I told Davey, I was like, look, I've never lined up defensive lineup. I feel like that should be the easiest part of being a defensive lineman is turning your head and looking, oh, there's the ball. I need to be on the other side. I mean, come on. That's just out the line. Like, a pass interference, I can live with that. A hold, like, it happens. You're hustling. You're playing football. Lining up off. It's not you jump off sides. You lined up off sides. That's just, you're not dialed in. You're not focused.
He was way over, too.
Anything else, Mark? Or Mike? I'm sorry. I called you the wrong name twice.
No, you're good. No, that's really all I had. That false start drove me nuts.
Oh,
and
brutal. Yeah, but just go back to the first and listen because that was you'll probably be like screaming like that's exactly what I was saying. That's one of those plays, man, where it's just like, what the hell are we doing?
I think if you point to one play in the game that lost us it, then obviously like you can't do that. You can't point to one player that lost us the game. But if you were to, that's the one I think that lost us the game. But
I hate it for Sham because he's probably going to be the odd man out whenever David Sanders does come back. And they're going to flip Moy over to his spot and Perry to right guard.
And that's how this goes. Like, I mean, Alabama, when we beat them in 22, I'm sure there was one play they were just fixated on as to why they lost that game. And it's like whenever you're getting into these 40-point shootouts, like that's every little play at the end of the day ultimately matters. You just keep looking back of like, wow, where did it go wrong here? If we would have done this, it would have been a different outcome. Like it would have changed the complexion of the game. And that's, that's why we love the sport. Whenever you do win and you're able to just like celebrate and you kind of forget about some of those, but when you lose, it's just so agonizing.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the phone call. 865-966-3435, your number to get on board.
I think tomorrow we will have our first firing in the college football season.
Who do you think it's going to be?
It'll be Brent Pry.
Who does he coach for?
He's Virginia Tech.
Who'd they?
Oh yeah, they're getting smoked by Old Dominion right now.
Old Dominion's beating them 31-0.
It's bad.
You guys see Ohio State struggling with Ohio?
16-9 at the moment. Yeah.
Some weird scores going on around there. I mean, how about the way Texas looked against UTEP at the same time we were playing?
What the hell's going on with because
Arch Manning's not a good quarterback. That's what it is.
Arch Manning looks like he's hurt.
Well, Sark shut that down, that he is not hurt.
I don't know why he did, but if you watched any of those videos
Where he's grimacing?
Well, that and his throwing motions completely. Either they haven't
He's always thrown sidearmed like that.
All cockeyed like that?
Yeah. He has a funky throwing motion.
I've seen the wincing stuff, so
my thinking on quarterback recruitment is just changed, and today's performance by Aguilar reinforces. It's like, and I'm not saying never recruit high school quarterbacks, and I guess if you are going to recruit them, you might as well recruit the best ones you can find. But man, after this, there's no way I'm going into next season with Merklinger, McIntyre, and a true freshman. I don't care how highly touted he is as my quarterbacks, man. I'm going in the portal that first week of January, and I'm going to let it be known, hey, we're looking for a starting quarterback next year. I'm going after the Hoover kid at TCU. I'm, Rocco Becht, who I know he didn't look great today, but I'm going after another Aguilar, another hooker, somebody who can come in and run my system for a year or two, who's played a lot of football, can pick up my system quickly, and I'll let those other guys compete. If they leave, they leave. But I'm not sacrificing next year like we did last year. Oh, we got a young, talented guy. We're going to tailor things to him. No, man, I want to run my system like we are right now.
I pretty much am adopting. I'm with you, Russ. I'm adopting the Bill Parcells rule for a quarterback you draft. I'm putting those forward into college now, where it's like you have to have – Bill Parcells wouldn't take a quarterback at the NFL level unless they were a 3-year starter, a graduating senior, played in at least 30 games. I think they had to win 66% of their games, maintain a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, and have a 60% plus completion percentage.
That's the first time I've heard all that. I like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like you're seeing it now. If you're paying attention to the NFL the last couple of years, I can't remember if I was talking about this on VR last week or not, but you look at some of these quarterbacks that have come into the league as their rookie years, and they've just seen so many systems now because, one, you had the COVID year, so that's an extra year for a lot of these guys to play. They're able to transfer, so they're playing in multiple systems, and then you just realize they've got so much more experience. They've been able to transition to the NFL game at a much easier level than what you've seen in the past. Like in another example of a guy that, everyone was highly touted, but it's like he's got the raw potential and tools, but he's not exactly done it. It's like Anthony Richardson. And it's just like we see that talent that doesn't work at the NFL level. You got to have it between the years. You got to have the experience going into it. And now that is just a huge thing that we see with these teams in college that are competing at such a high level.
DR Vol is next. What up, DR?
What's going on, guys? So what happened with Arch Manning? I got an update on my phone that he was getting booed after the 10th straight incompletion. Did Texas lose? What happened?
No, they were playing
UTEP.
UTEP. He had a really, really bad day. Like statistically worse than Nico.
Well, God, man. Guys, I put this with the 2015 Oklahoma game and the 21 Ole Miss game for games I've been in Neyland. That was like such a great day, great game. We pissed away at the end. This hurts, man. The keg of despair. I want a bottle of bleach. It's just so disappointing. God, tell me it's going to be okay, Davey. You're good at stuff like
that.
It's not going to be okay for the next 48 hours, DR, but for the entirety of the season, I'm not down like I would have been before the playoff expanded. Like I do view it as, these are two of the better teams in all of college football. Now, granted, you got to continue to go out there and not shoot yourself in the foot, which, we'll see if that happens, at which point, there could be some gnashing of teeth, but listen, I didn't think I was going to get this from Joey Aguilar whenever we brought this kid in. I thought this was a team that's going to go 8-4. This is a team now that I view as one that's going to go 10-2 or 11-1.
We got a fun offense, DR.
We do.
And so from that standpoint, DR, like, listen, I know injuries are a thing you can't ever predict, but if we can get some of our guys healthy again on that defensive end, like this is going to be a much improved defense, and you're going to see this team be in that playoff conversation again at the end of the year. Now, we look at these games and it's one of those things is like, well, this could hurt us from the seeding standpoint. Does this mean we're going on the road again? But this is a team, like they showed me something today from the offensive side of the ball. Now, granted, I do have some qualms with how Heupel ultimately managed certain parts of that game, but this is an elite offense. And right now, DR, this offense, given the schedule that we have left to play, this offense could be even better than the 2022 offense that Tennessee had.
Oh, God. See, that right there, I ran in your boss, Clay Travis, when he was leaving Davy, and I told him I was a big Davy Hudson fan. I don't know if he heard me or not, but
I thought you said Trey Wallace.
I appreciate you spreading the love, DR.
Oh, yeah. But see, that right there, and Russ, I didn't mean to jinx it, man. Like, I was feeling myself. I texted you. I said, is he the prince that was promised? Like, he just looks so good. I'm like Davey said, I did not expect that out of Aguilar. Like, biggest game he's ever played in by far. And he looks so good. It's just, God, I want it so bad for him. And I'm not even getting mad at the freshman corner. Like, they picked on him. I would have too. It's just, you do wonder, like, if McCoy's in there, different ball game.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're throwing that ball because McCoy, if we had McCoy and Gibson, you're probably not calling that on 4th and 6.
Yeah.
You're not throwing it right.
They're not attacking him. And if they did, there were 2 plays I know McCoy would have picked off and probably could have took back to the house.
Yeah. God, y'all.
Hey,
well,
real quick, bud, like to also make you feel better, man. Like we at the point, and Russ and I were talking about this beforehand. I'm at the point I'm grateful that Nico's dad is a fucking dumbass.
Yes.
Like I'm grateful
what a blessing.
that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing and that he's ruining his son's career. I'm grateful for that because Joey Aguilar is not here. I mean, UCLA probably, listen, that's a bad team overall, but they probably have at least one win with Joey Aguilar as their quarterback. And they are not going to win a game. No. That's how bad Nico is.
Here's the weird thing about where we're at with college football is if Joey had just stayed there and battled with Nico, they'd still be in the same spot because they would be starting Nico because they paid him so much money. And this kid would just be wasting away in obscurity on UCLA's bench.
Here we go. Joey Aguilar, this is who he is. He is Gardner Minshew. And if you think back, Gardner Minshew was the starting
Hooker,
was the starting quarterback at Eastern Carolina. And he thought, you know what? I kind of want to go into coaching. I'm not in a position to where I'm going to be playing at the next level. And so, you know what? Jeremy Pruitt, Nick Saban, they're recruiting me to come hold a clipboard as a grad assistant. I mean, I might be able to get in if there's an injury or something like that. But it's like, listen, like my playing days are about to come to an end. And then one of the greatest coaches in the history of college football gives Gardner a call. And Mike Leach phones him up and he says, Gardner, how would you like to lead the nation in passing? And Gardner says, Coach, I'll take you up on that. And the next thing you know, Minshew mania is everywhere. The guy's had it to where he's been able to have a great career as a backup in the NFL. And he's just come onto the scene. And he's a fun guy to root for. And you just know he's going to be able, in at least the college ranks, to go out there and win you some games that you otherwise would not have won. And I see that in Joey Aguilar. And his career has life. Thanks again to Nick Iamaleava.
Well, that's the thing, Davey. Like you said, like I'm thankful Big Nick is a big dumbass, but imagine what Aguilar thinks. He could play in the NFL now thanks to Big Nick.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. I'm more just astounded that I think I finally figured out the best quarterback fit for Heupel's system are journeyman, super experienced guys that are.
I think that's college football in general, Bear. Yeah. That's just the new way of the sport.
And kind of like to Russ's point, I thought about that. Like if we go in next year and it's just, Merklinger is probably gone, but if you just have King George and Brandon, I'll be kind of disappointed. I want another journeyman. I love this.
It's just really the experience fact. I mean, it's all those Parcell things you just mentioned, like a guy that has just played a lot of football, man. He's seen it all. He's adapted. He's ran different systems. And he's 24 years old, man. He's a grown man who's had some real life experience and stuff, and
he's also not
mature.
had things handed to him.
Yes,
it's like those quarterbacks that actually have to face that adversity through life, and they're not like, "Hey, I'm a guy who's only played high school football, and I'm going to get $2 a year to go, play at this school, have everything handed to me, just kind of like just breeze on through." It's like, I mean, listen, like I know we're probably going to get a little tired of the conversation as it relates to, Joey, and it's like, he got on the train every day, but it's like, that's a story that's like, it just goes to show that guy was willing to put in the effort to continue to work and work and work and wasn't going to be denied. And, the Lord took care of everything else and brought him here to Big Orange Country.
Hey, did anybody else notice that Gunnar Stockton looks like he's 45 years old and got like 3 kids and a mortgage that's eating his ass alive?
Those are the guys you want.
His wife's probably a total bitch that everybody.
Oh,
hey.
That's why I love Bear. Yeah, and Bear, you'll appreciate this. I'm at the Chapman Highway Pizza Hut right now. Shout out to the great Houston Crest. I drove by Burger King. I expect he's over there. So
that's right. The Chapman Highway Pizza, that's elite out there.
I'm glad. That's a tradition for me and my wife. We go to Pizza Hut. That's why I've always appreciated Bear defending Pizza Hut. It's good for what it is. But, guys, I really enjoyed the show. And, Russ, I do want to give a shout-out. I would say this if it wasn't a sponsor. That Bearden beer market, that was awesome. And Garage Beer, minus Coors Light, probably one of the best light beers I've ever had in my life. So, shout-out to your sponsor. I really enjoyed that.
How was your pie you took home?
It was awesome, man. I love that crust. That the guy that cooked it a little different, but he's good at what he does.
Shout out to the folks. Can you imagine the scene at the beer market right now?
I'd like to be there.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. I'm not going to drive on the wrong side of the road now. I'm going to put the bleach down and just have a Coke Zero. You have a good night, guys.
Thank you. DR Vol checking in. Shout out to our friends over at Garage Beer Company. And a few of those today. About to crack open my first third garage beer of the day.
I'm watching this Lenora Sellers hit. I don't really see how he got hurt.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been paying attention. Someone just got rocked and stretchered off the field in the A&M Notre Dame game.
Was it the equivalent of the Dale Earnhardt hit where it doesn't look that bad in real time, but it does damage?
Yeah.
Which hit?
Lenora Sellers.
The Sellers one?
Yeah, I mean, that guy was going that was a slick, I felt like just a classic Vanderbilt cheap shot.
It's a hell of a game in South Bend, though. A&M leading 28-24.
In the first half.
Yeah, well, they were up. Notre Dame was up 24-14. A&M scored a touchdown, got a pick, and then scored another touchdown to take the lead.
There's been a ridiculous amount of offense in a bunch of games. Like that Ole Miss Arkansas. Last time I saw it,
that one's blown up, too.
That was in the first half. They
38-28 Ole Miss in the third quarter.
I think
early in the third, right?
Should be. I will say it was a nice run for Comrade Golish.
Yeah, things came crashing down. That's not pretty, is it?
That was a Cover Boys right side. Hurricanes.
Yeah, it's a Haji special. Yes. Always bet against the team after.
What do you say about the over-under on our game? Imagine some people got hit with that.
Well, I mean, if you bet Tennessee, like you got it 3.5.
Mm-hmm. Covered.
Listen, this is something, in 2022 I made a ton of money off of, and I've been riding it so far this year, and it has cashed every game. But Vol's first quarter money line.
Huh. I did not expect
fast starts
to score that many points. Like if I told you yesterday, Russell, we were going to score. Where did we end up at? 38 points.
I mean, I had us losing 24-23. We had 21 points in the first quarter.
I thought it was going to be low scoring too.
Roberto is next. What's up, Roberto?
Call back, Roberto. Something's going on with the phone.
Sure it's not user error?
Yeah, no.
Something's going on with the phone.
I push the button and normally
it's ringing and then
it's done that. It's done that to me too. It happens. Nothing personal, I promise.
Couple lines available for the first time if you want to jump in. 865-966-3435 is your phone number to get on board. 966-3435. Let's try Roberto again. You there, Roberto?
Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, what the fuck else is new? I hate everything. I love you guys, but I hate everything. I mean, we shit the bed again.
We keep finding new
Here's the
ways to
thing.
do it, though.
Oh yeah, isn't it fun, Bear? It's like, hey, how do I want to kill myself today?
It's a little aggressive.
It's true that
Am I
we
wrong?
find more ways to. We hadn't seen this one.
Like I said earlier, I would.
It was hard. It was totally gut wrenching.
I would rather just get run out of the building like we did the last two
I
times
heard
at
you
home
say that.
against
Oh, my
these guys.
God.
I don't know. I mean, would we?
literally, 60 minutes of getting butt fucked on national television would have been better.
Nah. You guys are nuts.
Dude, that was not fun. So here's the thing, though. Here's what's wild. Our fan base sucks so bad as a fan base that we don't think we're any good.
It's
I have
just
literal people telling me we're not any good. Guys, we're the top 3 to 5 team in the country. We played with Georgia. We played them off their feet. We missed a field goal, or we walk out of the stadium with a win. How are we not good? Tell me how we're not good. I'd love to hear that.
It's just the pain. People are coping.
They're a bunch of bitches. Our fan base, a bunch of little bitches, is what we are.
I mean, because of injuries, we're soft
I'm
up
so
the middle,
damn
and
sick of this damn fan base.
our linebackers have been a
We
bit
lost.
exposed.
Shit happens. We're going to play them Atlanta. We're going to have our 5 fucking starters we were missing tonight, and we're going to push their shit in. Anybody else? I'm sorry. I'm going to church in the morning, but, man, I'm so over this fan base, man.
I don't even want to go to Atlanta.
I thought you were going to say you don't want to go to church.
Oh no, I
needs
do.
to go to church. There's no doubt about that.
I guess I'm going to the opposite of church. It's I'm going to be in pain and despair watching the Titans
I was
offense.
like going the opposite of church, like you're going to a Satanist temple.
I mean,
Nissan Stadium.
Nissan Stadium.
Oh yeah, man, you got to really hate yourself to be a Titans fan
It's
right
a temple
now.
of doom.
I would literally just lay my wrists open in a hot tub. So
Roberto, I at least get a free meal, so I can't complain too much.
Davey, I do love you, man. We've been friends a long time. So, guys, the other thing I wanted to say, by the way, got to meet Brooks Austin today. You talk about cool guys. What a guy. So fun. Great guy to be around. And the King, Mark Nagy, showed up at the tailgate. Great time.
Was he just raving about his experience watching Oasis, like Bear's been?
He was all
It
decked
was
out.
hurtful.
Dude.
I wanted to be there.
Nagy was decked out at the concert. That's how
I love
tell
Nagy.
you guys that.
Yeah. By the way, how fun was it to watch Georgia's receiver push our defensive back in the face? I just saw it on replay. And absolutely grab his face mask to make sure he caught that last ball to win the game.
I mean, probably about the
heartbreak.
same way they felt. I mean, they could have called Brazel for a
I
push
agree with
off.
I didn't see that one, Roberto. I did this is a rule I wish they would address in college football. So obviously if your helmet comes off, you have to set out the play. But the Georgia defender knocked Mike Matthews' helmet off in the first half.
That should have been hands in the face.
They didn't call a penalty for it. And
No, they
because
did
of
not.
that,
is
Matthews had to come out of the game, and it allowed Georgia to sub.
Substitute.
It's like
it pissed me off, Davey. I literally looked at my wife. I'm like, I got to go to church now because I said so many bad words, guys. It was bad. I've said a lot of bad words today. But the truth is, and I really mean this, and tell me if I'm wrong, I said Tennessee's one of the top 3 teams in college football. I may be wrong about that. But I don't doubt that we're one of the top 5 or 6 best teams. I really believe that. Am I just a dumb shit for believing that? I don't think we're bad. I think we're good.
No, we're not. We're not bad. I promise you that we're not bad.
Missing 3 starters on defense, 2 of which are all SEC, one of which is a first-team fucking All-American.
I can't
How
say.
am I crazy?
You're not crazy, Roberto, but I can't say we're a top 5 team in college football. I need to see more, but from what I have seen, we are a team that is
Oregon,
a top 4
Georgia,
or top
Ohio
12
State
team.
are better. Name a better team than us other than Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia. I really mean that.
Well, I mean, like right now, like I think Miami's really good. Listen, we can see how this all plays out.
Cristobal is a functioning derelict.
Listen, he makes a lot of mistakes, but they took the same approach where they went out and they've got a quarterback and they've been able to pay a lot of other people around to make them better. So listen, like we could come back, Roberto, a month from now. I might agree with you. We're a top 5 team in the country. I just haven't seen enough to put us there, but I don't see enough teams that are better than us to put us out of the conversation of this is not a playoff team at the moment.
Davey, I love you, buddy, and I think that's fair. But here's the deal. We're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be so fun.
We should. Like, listen, the only team that
we're going to take over another stadium, aren't we?
The only team
we're going to go host.
Too soon for I'm not going to make a prediction there. But here's the only team that's going to keep us out of the playoffs. Tennessee.
Thank you, Davey.
The only way we don't make the playoffs is if we beat ourselves, because we have the talent primarily from the offensive side of the ball, and once we get our defensive guys back, we are a playoff team, and as long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we'll be there.
Hey guys, I really appreciate you, Davey. Thank you so much. You make me feel better about myself. I don't feel like I'm crazy now. I'm not being gaslit by the rest of our fan base who are a bunch of functioning derelicts, as I said earlier. Here's the deal, guys. I don't think we lose another game. I think we just played the best team in the SEC. We played them off their feet, and honestly, we should have won. And our crowd was just like, we were like at 90% tonight. We weren't even great. I agree with you, Davey. I don't want to play in the SEC title game, but I sure as shit want to host a playoff game. That would be so much fun. Can you imagine us, a bunch of idiots, hosting a playoff game? Guys, just put yourself there. A woosah moment. I love you, boys. Have fun.
Roberto, oozing with passion, a little bit of contempt, a little bit of optimism.
It was a little reserved. Spoke softly.
Texas shouldn't be in the top 10 when it's all said and done. I just now pulled up Arch Manning's stat line.
It was bad.
This is against UTEP.
Yeah.
Texas hosting UTEP. Arch, 11 for 25, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
So we're going to pay this Faison Brandon kid all this money. We were probably paying George McIntyre a bunch to sit on the bench this year. Like, how much money is on our bench, on our sideline, from the injured players and guys that we're just stashing there?
It's a great question. I mean,
all these big name hot shot guys, it's Arch Manning. We all would have cut off our left testicle to sign Arch Manning. And we all thought Nico was going to be this savior. He's terrible. Arch Manning is mid at best.
Well, here's the thing. They're of the same class. I'm going to pull this class up, but I think we just might have been.
Somebody posted this, like the 5-star quarterbacks of the last 10 years, and it's like 20% of them have panned out. Clemson has been in Cade Klubnik hell for, it feels like, 5 years.
Yeah, look at them. I mean, they just lost a good Georgia Tech team on the road.
And that dude was...
He was okay.
He's the next Brady coming out of... people thought that guy was going to be great. He was pretty good last year against a weak ACC schedule. He looked terrible today.
Wasn't good. And Georgia Tech's a good team. Like, they're gonna be playing for a playoff spot in that conference, probably. But Clemson didn't look good.
Our quarterback next season might be playing at like Idaho State now, throwing for 4,000 yards, and we'd never heard of him. And I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
If Heupel looks and says, that's a dude who's had 2 years of starting experience. He sees the field. He throws with touch. I can plug that guy in. I mean, as good as it looked today, this guy didn't have spring practice. Imagine if we had gotten Aguilar in January. And, I mean, it looks like a well-oiled machine right now.
Here is the 2023 top 10 quarterbacks according to 247. Number 1, Arch Manning. Looks like dog shit. Nico Iamaleava. Also looks like dog shit. Dante Moore, originally committed to UCLA, now is at Oregon. He actually looks good. playing with Dan Lanning, or Landanning, as you all like to say. Number 4, Jackson Arnold. Got to get a good dose of him with Oklahoma last year where he got benched. Malachi Nelson. If you remember, Malachi Nelson went to USC. Today he was starting for the UTEP Miners. He was actually going up against Arch.
Yeah.
Number 6, Jaden Rashada. I think we all remember that name.
Oh, I remember that name.
Aiden Childs, no clue who that is. Number 8, Austin Mack, went to Washington. Avery Johnson, K-State, not very good. Number 10, Christopher Vincenza, Clemson. I don't know who that kid is. Terrible class.
But there are guys probably down that list. Like, a good quarterback is hard to find. They don't grow on trees, but they end up at Virginia Tech and Appalachian State and Incarnate Word and Washington State and these places. And just go find that guy. Pay him $1 million and say, come here, be our quarterback next year. And you tell Faison Brandon, we love you. We think you're a great player, but we're not starting you as a true freshman. You're gonna learn. And if you show us that you can handle it, you'll be the starter in 2027. And here's maybe what you don't tell them is if you show us that you can't handle it, we're going to go get another guy in 2027. And if you leave, you leave. But I don't know how productive it is to be investing all this time and now money into 5-star college quarterbacks that are going to ride the bench for at least a year. Let's get back to it. Who's next, boys?
That would be Mark.
Mark, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead.
Boys, I don't want to sound too negative because I'm very pleased with how the offense looked overall. But to me, where I started getting some Oklahoma 2015 PTSD flashbacks was after the strip sack, fumble. We recover it on their side of the maybe 37-yard line, and then we do there was way too much time on the clock, and I felt like Josh trusted our defense a little too much after that big moment when for the most part they allowed Georgia to kind of kill the clock and result in whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. For the most part, they normally scored. And I just would have trusted our offense to, while you're up by 5, to go for the kill shot there. Knowing you've lost 8 straight to them, I just felt like, even though it would have worked if Gilbert makes the field goal, I understand that, but I don't think it needed to come to that. I feel like we could have put the ball in the end zone and killed the game right then, in my opinion.
It will be debated to the end of time. If he makes the field goal, like we're not even thinking about anything. We're not thinking about the 4th down play or the interception or the fumble. But yeah, I mean, if I do think there's something to be said for the game went good today when we had the pedal down and we were aggressive. The game
Absolutely.
did not go as well when we were methodical, trying to get everything perfect and set up and everything. The game went well when we just went, when we just said to hell with it, like just full steam ahead.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time we got across their side of the 50, I feel like for the most part, we converted, and where the ball was kind of spotted at. I mean, if you fail in the first 2 pass attempts, so be it. Run the football for a couple yards. You're already kind of in field goal range for the most part. And I just felt like every time we were across their side of the 50 going fast, not allowing them to get set, we resulted in touchdowns. I know a couple of them were the big, deep balls to Brazil, but when we would get across their side of the 50, I felt like we could convert for touchdowns, knowing that the offense kind of was the reason why you were ahead at that point, aside from the one big, strip sack fumble. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, it is what it is. We've been through this before. Our schedule, as long as we don't stub our toe, feels pretty favorable. And I agree with a lot of what Davey was saying, but I think this offense does have a chance to be a little bit better than 2022. It's just, can we get a couple guys back on defense, hopefully, and, maybe our pressure up front, especially stopping the run, can't allow that, what we did today. But I feel like the game kind of went the way we wanted it to, if you'd asked me who wins in a shootout, I'm picking Tennessee all day long. And, you take your lumps where they come. But I felt like for the most part, aside from that second quarter, everything kind of went the way we wanted it to. Just, we kind of got a little bit conservative on a couple of drives, and it is what it is. But it's good to at least be in a position where you have a chance to win games like this again, So I do take that in stride. And I never expected the offense to click as fast as it has. Like you said, we didn't get Joey until late May. So the fact that it is kind of going the way it is offensively for us is just, it's awesome to see. And love Joey football, love this team. Just, damn, it sucks to not lose these bastards. I really want to get it today. I appreciate you guys. Go Big Orange.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Do you guys know, I didn't look at a list beforehand, but as far as potential recruits that we had on campus for this weekend?
There were a lot across a lot of sports.
Pretty much all the commitments were here. There were a couple of 5-stars in next year's class that were here. As far as like guys that were, 2026 players. I don't think that we had anybody here.
I just asked
the number one player in the country who's an offensive lineman. I can't remember. He was here next year. Cooper Witten was here.
Okay.
Number one linebacker in next year's class, Jason's son.
Did you say Keys?
Yeah. All the commitments were here.
I think Barnes also had a couple of 4 or 5-star recruits on visit here. I think Tony might have even had some baseball players on campus as well.
Tony made the TV broadcast at one point.
Yeah.
Looking very Tony.
Yeah. I think it was multiple. I saw him, I think, a couple of times.
I mean, do you think that, winning would have helped for sure. Being so close, I do think it's a thing where you can go to them and say, hey, we would have won if we had you, man. You're like, come here. We need you all. I don't think it was such a beautiful day, such a, postcard Knoxville experience and all that stuff. I would imagine that all those coaches nailed it.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like, weather was incredible. The crowd was out in full force. I mean, I know there are people talking about that the crowd was down there for the second and third quarter. And really crowd was kind of out of it until we had that touchdown there to take the lead back right before the end of the third. So I'm just hoping, you're able to put on a full show. This is by far the biggest game of the year that's going to be happening in Neyland. Great weather. I just hope that, we're getting a couple of commits here soon because of what happened today, even though we ultimately did not put up a W at the end.
Nathan is next. Go ahead, Nathan.
You there?
We're here.
When Kirby committed to the run, it went X's and O's at that point. It was mano a mano, and they showed us they're still big brother, and that was the hardest pill to swallow for me. The X's and O's at the end of the game strategy and all that is one thing, but they beat us in the trenches every year. That's the frustrating part.
I mean, they did. I mean, that especially the first drive coming out from halftime was that. But I felt like we took that punch and came back, and after that made it 24-21, and then they got the field goal, but then when we scored another touchdown.
Would you be surprised if I told you Tennessee actually averaged more yards a carry than Georgia did?
I would not.
No, they just ran it a lot more. That one drive, it was like there was one pass and the rest were runs. The drive coming out of the halftime. I mean, they did it on that drive.
That's what I'm talking about is we knew it was coming. They committed to it, and they still just ran it down our throat. And you stop them on that drive and make them mix it up a little bit and show them that you're there to play ball. It's not their confidence and momentum's not going to be the same. It's just the way I've seen it, and that's when I started getting nervous was on that drive.
I mean, definitely right to be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think we all were, but they bowed up, and it's not an excuse, but I don't feel the same way just because I know that we've got the bulk of our interior, our defensive line is just our best 3 guys are not playing.
And I get that point too. But I agree with I wouldn't recruit another high school quarterback from here on out. Just go in the portal and find your guy. It's more successful these days for most programs. And I agree with Russ on all that. That's just the way I see it too.
Yeah, I thought he was crazy the first time he said it. I can't remember when it was.
I'd still recruit them. I just wouldn't guarantee them anything and still go out and get a, top transfer.
Yeah, but you're not going to get those. You're not going to get like a Faison Brandon without paying. And you don't know. I mean, we all thought Nico was a sure thing, and he wasn't.
Karma's what's getting Nico. It ain't his talent. I mean, it's just straight karma. That's, big man upstairs is teaching that family lesson. So I'll hang up and listen.
Well, maybe so. He went to a team where he was. I mean, he ain't got shit around him right now.
I mean, we talk about it's an art, not a science, whenever it comes to evaluating the quarterback position. And for Josh Heupel, I would say he's lucked up more than he's been right with what his initial reaction and his gut is.
Yeah.
Because, even though we didn't start Hooker whenever he first got here and we were going with Milton, I mean, even people in practice were saying, yeah, Milton looked like the better guy. Like Hooker was not performing well in practice. And then, the bright lights come on and we actually realize like, no, Hooker's the viable option. And he's the guy that's going to be able to help get this program to, new heights.
We didn't want Aguilar.
No one did. I didn't listen, from what I saw from Joey from his tape and, looking at the experience he's had, I didn't see him coming in. And I was like, I thought, Merklinger actually had a good chance to start. They said it was a battle all off season. I think more of that was because, Merk had been here.
Leave.
Yeah. He had been here, the locker room, you got to be careful with that dynamic. And it was definitely one in which, all indications were Joey was winning that battle. It just took him a while before they came out and said it. And the lights come on. He's come out there for 3 straight games and he's looked more than the part. Like I never thought we would be having the conversation that Joey Aguilar's in the Heisman race before the season started.
DJ Lagway throws his 3rd interception of the game. It is a pick 6 as LSU goes up 20-10 in the 3rd quarter.
Well, I'm literally just about to watch that play.
Enjoy.
Yeah, it's just a bad throw. Yeah, it's horrible.
Man, they are listen, Florida, I will give them all the credit in the world for having the quarterback that looks the part but can't actually play when it comes down to it. Anthony Richardson.
Another example of what we're talking about, the 5-star guy who oozes athleticism and everything. And
last year.
A guy like that is probably going to be better in the olden times when he sits behind an established guy for 2 years and then takes the reins, but you can't do that with these kids. You got to play them and get on the job training. And that's a recipe for disaster in this league.
I mean, 100%.
Nussmeier waited. Like he was there for 3 years before he got his opportunity.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at, look at Arch. Same thing.
Arch did that.
I mean, how many damn quarterbacks would you take over Arch or Lagway?
So
out of the conference.
And now, again, you can always play the side, but everyone's saying, we knew Arch wasn't that good to begin with because if he was, he would have got out in front of 7th-round pick Quinn Ewers.
We got Billy Napier. I'll reenact this for those of you watching on YouTube. We all know the surrender cobra.
The classic.
Yeah.
What do we call I'm standing
with the hands on his knees.
And I go hands on the knees, bent over at the waist, just looking down.
That's when you realize you're in jail. There's no getting out for 10 years.
That's defeat.
And he's coming. There's somebody coming up behind you.
This is the surrender moose. What is the
It's putting your head on the chopping block is what that is.
I was thinking something else to be on the chopping block, like your ass, but that's just me.
Well,
defeat.
Getting ready for the guillotine.
You have no answers.
Lining up for the executioner. That's what Billy's doing down there.
865-966-3435. soldiering through a Keg of Despair edition of the
It's getting
Voluntary
late.
Reaction.
The crazies are starting to call.
Yeah, I mean, people. There are some people. We have to get in. Like, it's so hard to have your guts ripped out and then stick the microphone in your face and go.
I didn't know what to say to you at the beginning of the show.
Some people, it's been over 2 hours now. So some of y'all went and got smashed. And like now we get to hear from those people.
It's something like that.
They're just now coming to, just realizing what's happened, and now they want to rage. Jay is next. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, boys! I am stone cold sober. This is the worst I've felt since I went on to the What You Talking About championship and threw up a 9. But
oh, Jay.
Yeah. But I am still.
I'm sorry. What's that? What did I miss? What happened to Jay?
He made the What You Talking About finals and threw a 9 up.
Oh yeah. I mean that he went full Max Gilbert in the finals. Is that wrong? Should I not take a shot at the kid like that?
Yes.
Damn it.
But
maybe the Catholic kids should have been out there kicking the field goal. I'm just saying.
Guys, what happened on the plays where Georgia would run and be early in the down, and we'd have some of our run fits, we'd have 4 or 5 guys on the right side of the center, and they'd snap the ball and have just a 10-yard open hole.
We had a lot of problems getting lined up defensively today. A lot of guys, still not in their stance as the ball is being snapped. Defensive linemen running from side to side, trying to figure out where to go.
And their offensive line's talented enough to make you pay when that happens. There were several holes I could have drove my Camry through.
That one where they just, was that a 3rd and 4?
I don't know. It was like, it was literally like the parting of the sea, and Moses was just like,
Lord.
Hey, I'm also going to speak up for the D linemen here. It's not like they didn't have a whole lot of help from the linebackers. I mean, I saw one play where one of our linebackers, not going to shame him on here, T-Lander.
Him and Carter
completely ran his ass completely out of the damn play.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that one. Yeah, and two, whenever you have a team that can hit some of those intermediate routes, like Georgia was able to, because our linebackers struggle in coverage, it makes it really difficult. And that's how they ate at us last year, and really the year before that, because they had Brock Bowers. But yeah, that's where they've been able to take advantage for sure.
I know the defensive line is injured, but all those guys are 3rd and 4th year players. West, Eason, T-Lander, and Carter have been here for 3 years. They've been playing for most of those 3 years.
Well, as Russ says, we sub a lot. I would like to kind of go back and see who was in on some of those plays, because it's one of those things to where I'm surprised we still sub as much as we do, given how often we're letting up some really big chunks like that happen.
That's another thing is, I get you want to stay fresh, but at what point do you want to win the game and you have your best players out there? How many snaps did Boo Carter miss today? I get he did what he did, but it's the Georgia game. And then you have Ben Bolton out there, I think number 33.
Ben Bolton with his cowboy collar.
God bless him.
I actually thought every time I saw him, he was in on a tackle where he's supposed to be making a play. So, I saw Carter whiff on a tackle on one of their scoring drives. T-Lander ran out of possession. I mean, our defense didn't cover itself in glory. Last year they really improved as the season went along. I wonder if we'll be able to do that again this year. Tim Banks is committed to rotating those guys. He wasn't the first 2 years. He did it last year, and it paid off. The problem is I just don't think we're as deep on the defensive line, particularly on the interior, as we were last year. If Moy and Hobbs are able to come back healthy, that will help a lot, but we can't lose anybody else. We've got to keep these guys healthy.
And I'll wrap it up. My last point is, I think it's on the Daily Show, maybe this show too. We talk about roster management and payroll in NFL. We don't put money towards safeties, but turn time tonight, he got flat-footed and he got ran by multiple times on
Yeah.
defense, run fits.
How about Farouk though?
The kid will lay the hammer.
I thought Farouk was pretty good, but yeah, I mean, we should invest some money in. I realize it's not a premium position, and Heupel is moneyballed this thing, and we invest our money in like NFL teams. It's offensive tackle, edge rusher, quarterback, cornerback, receiver, and everything else is just sort of whatever's left over. A lot of 3 stars, but man, it would be nice to have an elite safety back there. It's just been so long since we've had one.
Last thing, do you all think as a program our 5 stars underperform versus what we get out of 3 stars just over the years in the Heupel era? And I guess going back to Pruitt and everyone too.
Well,
Matthews dropping balls like it's New Year's Eve.
Did have a couple. Yeah, I mean, listen, like I thought overall Matthews had a good game. I know that one drop in overtime was just, I mean, that was kind of soul crushing. The other thing there is just you have so few 5 stars that it's really like anytime you do have a 3-star kind of show out, that's probably going to skew your viewpoint of that a little bit. I mean, like Trey Smith was elite. You know, like I
think Matthews has been good. Darnell Wright, obviously, very good. We'll see what transpires with Jordan Ross. James Pierce made it to the league.
First rounder.
Zay Lance is a productive player.
He's looking good so far.
We'll see what happens with Sanders. My gut says he's probably going to be really good once he gets healthy and starts playing.
I said those are my last things, but this will be my last one. I'll hang up.
Nico sucked dick.
What's like the secrecy from Heupel? Like he acts like he's trying to fight the Cold War against the Soviets, which probably upsets Bayer more than most people. But we like the last couple of years, like Tillman, Peely, and now David Sanders. Like we have a guy like he sprains his thumb in July, and then he's out for the first week, and then he's out for a month, and then at the end of November, and it's like, yeah, this guy's never coming back. What do we gain by that? And as the medical staff, like
talk about David Sanders.
So Sanders, Tillman got hurt in 22, and he was supposed to miss like 3 weeks, and then he just never really. He came back and never got into it.
Yeah, that was a high ankle sprain. Yeah, man. Those high ankle sprains, that's especially for the receiver like that. And gosh, I mean, he's looking good now. Like, I mean, he's a legitimate weapon for the Browns, even though it's the Browns.
Here's the thing, guys, about Sanders. And this gets back to what we're talking about is, again, I think he's going to be very good. I don't know that I want to shuffle my offensive line right now after what I saw today.
That's true, but my point's more like we have like these people are out like 2 games, and then you ask Heupel, and then he goes on to like politicians speaking in gypsy curses.
There's a lot of frustration about that. I've heard from so many people who are expressing exactly what you're saying right now, Jay. That they're mad about it because it's like we feel misled by Heupel and the coaching staff, and you're expecting to see these guys, and then they don't, and they're not truthful with the injuries, and that upsets a lot of people.
I don't think it's an advantage if Georgia thinks, or Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi State.
Well,
I don't understand what they accomplished by.
It doesn't do you really anything now that for all the SEC games you're releasing an injury report anyway.
But even like that, today he got up there and they asked him something. I don't remember what it was. Russ read it, and then he gave some like non-answer that didn't have any English sentence structure and has nothing to do with what they asked him. He's like talking about the temperature in South Africa, about why Umarov didn't do this, and at the end of the game, I don't know. I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. I mean, Heupel he just does not talk to the media. He doesn't answer questions. He's never specific, and it hasn't been a problem. I don't think it's a problem today. Maybe Jay feels differently. Maybe you feel differently. When you win, you can get away with not answering questions directly. And people like Josh Heupel, he's obviously been very successful here. That it's the kind of thing, though, like if you're Billy Napier, like you're hanging yourself. But I mean, Heupel's just, he doesn't answer questions to the media. He's like one of these sovereign citizens getting pulled over. I don't answer questions.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and I mean, people get frustrated with it. It's especially from a media standpoint when you're trying to get as much information as possible. And I get he's never gonna change. So I've just kind of stopped hoping to have any other outcome than how he's already approaching it.
Let's get Stevie in here next. Stevie, great seeing you earlier, my friend. Thanks for the cookies. Davey, eat this last cookie, or I'm going to.
You got it.
You don't want it?
I've ate 3, and I'm supposed to have 0 sugar at the moment. So, but they warmed my soul, Stevie, and thank you and your wife.
Last
for
cookie,
them.
it's going down.
Did everyone eat the cookies? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, Russell. I'm with Roberto, though, guys. It sucks, and it started hitting me on the way home to Chattanooga tonight, Russ. We just got back. But, man, we looked good today. We really looked good today. And the whole time I was thinking, when was the last time a Tennessee quarterback looked this good against Kirby Smart?
They haven't.
4 touchdowns. When was the last time a Tennessee quarterback scored 4 touchdowns against an SEC opponent?
Hendon would have had a game. Yeah, I don't think Milton might have against Vanderbilt one year.
Yeah,
but it's Vanderbilt, so who cares?
No, this was the best a quarterback has looked against Georgia in the Heupel era by far. Not a close second.
Yeah, we're so close, guys. We're so close. And Davey's exactly right. We lost this game because of our bonehead plays. I mean, and really, guys, it was the breaks. The breaks didn't go our way. I mean, the interception that Joey threw when Staley tripped and fell. You know, you've got the false start, backing the field goal up. Something else happened too. I can't remember early on where the breaks didn't go our way today, and we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. But I feel good about this team. I think 11-1 is doable. What do you guys think?
Definitely doable. I will say, though, as I look at this from, more of an NFL point of view, there's probably going to be one more game you drop that you shouldn't.
It's doable, probably not likely, but 10-2 will get you to the playoff. And again, since they fixed the format, like we would host a playoff game, which we would probably be favored to win. So it's not like you're going up to play the best team in the country on their home field in 4-degree weather.
Oh,
and if you make it to where let's say you have 10-2, you're going to get into the playoffs. I don't really care what the rest of the conference or the rest of the country looks like, because the one loss you lost to Georgia in overtime, they're going to be a team that's in contention there. It's just your other loss. I mean, do you keep it close? Is it on the road? Is it another team that's really good in the SEC, such as losing to maybe Alabama starts to figure a few things out. You look at that, and then Oklahoma, if they're good, well, that one's at home. But I could even see a scenario where 9-3, you're still having a chance.
Yeah, guys, I was a little disappointed in Boo Carter today. I mean, he kind of allowed two big plays, say a 3rd down or 4th down catch, and almost muffed a punt. I thought he was, paying us back or getting on to us, but to turn heel on us. Like, what are you doing?
Well, he didn't almost muff it. He muffed it. He just happened to get back on.
Well, turnover. That was so sad. Little Max Gilbert, Maximilian, in that overtime kick, that dude's face was pinker than an Indian River grapefruit, guys. I mean, I thought he was going to miss that one.
Yeah.
But poor him. I'm a fan of him, Russ. He's a Memphis kid. I'm originally from Memphis. But do we need to go get a kicker in the portal?
Probably not. I mean, I don't think they will. He'd have to stink it up the rest of the year.
Yeah, but simply based off that miss, no. If it is something that compounds and you see him continuing to miss clutch opportunities, then yeah.
Man, it's sad, guys. It's hard, but it's also hopeful. It's heavy, but it's hopeful. Davey, I was so wrong about Cam Ward, man. That guy has some intangibles that you can't coach, and thank God you can't coach out of, because Callahan's going to coach some talent out of this guy. Meaning he's going to coach him down.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Will Levis wasn't as bad as he actually was.
Oh,
that's where I'm at on Brian Callahan. Be in attendance tomorrow for the home opener at Nissan Stadium. Listen, it's one game this season, but looking at the end of last year, just seeing some of these things, it's, we always, whenever a coach is on the hot seat, we always see those moments where you're hopeful, like they're going to be able to get over the hurdle, but we look back and we're just like, that was a red flag staring us in the face. And the fact that your coach doesn't know what a catch is, that's a hard one for me to get over. And especially whenever your team can't really move the ball. Granted, you're going up against a great defense, but you don't really have any weapons. The fact that you don't take the opportunity to move the sticks because you don't know what a catch is when you clearly would have had a first down, that's just like, you're just killing yourself. And we've got a really good defense, but I mean, man, this offense, I like what I saw from Cam. I know the stat line looks terrible, but he's going to stand in there and he's going to deliver, the shots. And there were several opportunities. He hit his guys right in the hands. They just didn't catch it. So I feel good about Callahan, but my thing, and we talk about this all the time, where you have a rookie quarterback, and more than likely you should have fired the coach to begin the season, to where he's got a fresh start with a new coach. Now what's likely going to happen is the Titans are going to fire Brian Callahan, and then next year for year 2, Cam Ward's going to have a completely new system that he's going to have to learn. He's going to be behind the 8 ball, and we're just going to continue to do this cycle.
It's happening to Caleb Williams right now.
I don't really care about that. Guys, thank you for getting me home tonight. I appreciate all of you. Russell, it's always good to see your face. Bear, I'm a little disappointed you didn't come out to see me, but again, there's still time. And guys, don't worry. If all goes well and how the AP voters are these days, we'll move up in the poll after this loss. See ya.
That's a good point.
I actually do think we will move up a spot or two. The way Texas looked, Clemson's losing. One of A&M and Notre Dame is going to lose.
Well, Iowa State should fall back. The fact that Butch Jones is able to keep it that close against you, you should drop in the polls.
Yeah, we should move up to a couple spots.
Well, let's go. I mean, I'll be interested. So we've got UAB next week, Mississippi State, and then an off week before Arkansas?
Yes. One more. We get Trent Dilfer's UAB Blazers.
Well, let's win these 3 games and get back geared up for another big one with Bama. And at Mississippi State, that's going to be a fun SEC game. Obviously that's a trap.
Can confirm it's a trap game.
That's a trap. Walker, the Arizona State grad, can confirm.
But that's the thing, man. They've already got that one big win to where it's not like somebody's going to go in there overlooking them.
Yeah, Arkansas. I mean, we get this offense going, guys. Like, these next 3 games, we should average. Am I being way too setting the expectations way too high? Like, if what we saw today is legit, we average 50 points these next 3 games.
We just need to see. Sorry, Davey. I just want to we're not going to see it next week against UAB. We're going to kill UAB next week. We're going to find out what it's going to look like when they face a little adversity at Mississippi State. Because Mississippi State, they're going to show at some point, they're going to show life. And after taking a gut punch like the team took tonight, it's going to be a spot to respond. And however they respond, then they'll know what we're doing the rest of the year.
On paper, Russ, I agree with you. I just don't. Man, like, depending on like when these games are, it's just that Mississippi State game on the road. Like, I think we win that game, but I can see the offense struggling and we're having to fight it out. What was Arkansas? They got beat by Ole Miss today, right?
Yeah, they were down
41-35 in the fourth quarter.
Okay, so that's still going.
Flip over
Okay,
and check this out.
I mean, I think, do they play? Doesn't Arkansas play Notre Dame before they play us?
I believe so.
So, I mean, that's going to be a tough one for them, but.
And if we can't get up for that one after last year, I know it's a lot of turnover and everything, but there are dudes on this team that remember that. Heupel remembers that.
we talked about it.
We might overlook Mississippi State. We ain't overlooking Arkansas.
No, that one for sure. But I mean, going into the season, we were all saying like, hey, if you can just be 5-1 going into the Alabama game, like, I think everybody was like, we'll sign up for that beforehand.
Yes.
5-1. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredibly doable. More than likely, that is the outcome. It is just a matter of, do we take care of our own business and not shoot ourselves in the foot? Because these other teams aren't more talented than us.
And can we use this as a catalyst for, there's going to be close games in the future. We should have won today. We didn't finish. And there, a lot of times teams can use that. It's like, hey, like, this is a growth opportunity, a learning experience. We're going to be back here. Finish the drill. Rex is next. What's up, Rex?
Hey, guys. Tough loss today.
Indeed it was.
Before I get too fucked up, I just want to say I dedicate this call to Charlie Kirk because we can do all this bullshit because it's him and speak freely. But that kicker, dude, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, think about that kid. He has to walk around town for the next week.
What was
what
the old?
fuck?
What was the Sandler song? The loneliness of the field goal kicker. Adam Sandler had a song about the kickers. I thought immediately of that. I mean,
can we get one of them Grammatica boys up here? I like a good Central American kicker myself, Rex. Somebody with a hard to pronounce last name.
Former soccer player.
Guys like 5'2".
We got the token guy. We got Aguilera. But it's just like from that first quarter, I mean, that first drive followed by that second drive, I was like, we got this no problem today. We did not have this.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, couldn't have asked for more, man. If you'd tell me we score 38 points in regulation, 41, we all would have taken that, man, and been tickled. But defensively, it's not good enough. We're missing some key guys, and it's a problem right now. And Georgia's good enough to exploit it for sure.
But no one remembers how we play in September. They remember how we play in November and December. But it's just they got a hard road, man. Mississippi State's not easy. We got to go down and win at Alabama. We got to go down and win at Florida right now, and it's just we got to do that because this is just some bullshit. That was really fucking horrible.
We got plenty to work on, Rex. I mean, you're down right now, buddy. We're all down. I feel it. I feel it in my plums. I was kicked in my plums. Feel like I lost one of my plums.
Barry, did you bring any happy juice back from California?
No. It's kind of people like to call it against the law, Rex.
He's a real rule stickler.
They don't. Nobody cares.
Dude, I wouldn't run the risk. I walked in LAX, and then I was getting on the flight to come back here to my first flight back to Knoxville. You go through TSA, and then you hear this guy is like, "Okay, step forward, right there, stand right there." And at that point, I look up and realize there's like this 10 by 10 square, and there's a lady there, TSA agent, and there's a giant black lab on a leash. And then you have to walk, and then this dog walks all around you like 3 times while you're walking through the square. Well, yeah, because then you start looking around and you notice there's like in like a formation around the square, there's more TSA agents. And you know those guys, if that dog sits down or alerts at all, you're going to have guns pointed at you. So apparently it was a bomb dog, though. But, I mean, why run the risk, man?
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
What are we talking about?
He asked me, I don't know how we got on the site. He asked me if I brought back anything from California, and I was like, no. I'm glad I did.
But they're like they're
Can you imagine
checking you while
walking
you're
to an
in
airport?
California. They don't you weren't at your terminal. They didn't know where you were going.
Yeah, but still, I mean, to the average stoner walking into an airport, and all of a sudden there's a damn dog walking around you with a cop.
Dude, I
it's
took
kind of nerve-wracking. I thought I don't want any part of that.
One time I took too many edibles at the Las Vegas airport, and
you tried to just go ahead and clear out your.
Well, we said, hey, we're gonna have to throw these away if we don't take them now. And so, I think I can handle it. I couldn't handle it. Too much.
No!
That was I thought I was in the airport for 8 hours. We were there for
Did you go
30
to
minutes.
The slots in the airport in Vegas. Oh man!
You still awake, Rex?
Oh, yeah, no. I just feel like Kirby Smart stuck something up my ass, and.
Did you see him do the
information
Gene
about
Simmons?
the colonoscopy, Russ?
Yeah,
Share it.
those
because
big old-
everyone needs a colonoscopy, and I'm just tired of this shit. And we're right back. I was there. I was physically there when Pig Howard did this same bullshit, and we just can't get over it. So fuck Georgia, and let's regroup. Everybody get a colonoscopy. Bear, you're probably high. We all are speaking truth. Love you. Mean it. Bye.
Rex.
What
was I getting ready to ask you?
If you weren't high, you'd probably remember.
Shut up, I'm not.
No.
Yeah.
Pig Howard one still hurts.
That wasn't a fumble.
It was clearly a fumble.
Pig agreed with me on Twitter.
He lived in the dorm next to me, man, and I just remember that night,
Oh,
going back because that was our freshman year, and he was just so distraught.
Oh, that's horrible.
I would imagine he was. He got wrongly called for a fumble, and it gave Georgia a football game. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Russ, does this kind of remember how it felt when we lose at this time of year back in the 90s in Florida? Like we knew we still had a good team, but it sucked balls really bad. That's kind of how I feel tonight.
Yeah, it's.
But there you felt like the season was over because one loss back then, you weren't going to be one of the top two teams in the country.
Maybe I should after 9 losses in a row, but I don't feel the same mental block of oh man, we just can't beat these guys as I did against Florida. Most of the time, I just feel like Georgia's been better than us. In 21 and 22, they had maybe the best team in college football. And then, even this year, they're still, again, on paper, the most talented team in college football. We're just not on that level yet. But this one hurts, no doubt. I mean, a lot of those Florida losses, we had as good as players as they were. We were on equal footing.
If not better some years. Yeah, I see what you're saying. We had no idea they had our defensive signals back then, though.
Speaking of inebriation. Anybody want a beer? I'm going to go grab a beer. You want a garage beer? Rocker, you want a garage beer?
I would love one.
I'll be right back. You
go
guys talk quietly
get one.
amongst yourselves.
I might drive back to Nashville.
Did you guys happen to see Kirby coming off the field doing the Gene Simmons?
I did see that.
I did not.
He was wagging his
hair
tongue.
metal tongue
As
wag.
soon as I saw the replay real quick and I knew he was in, I just said fuck real quick and then just walked right in here and got everything set up. So I didn't watch anything after that.
Yeah, he apparently that was the thing. I'm glad I wasn't there. That's why moments like that, Dave, you're glad I'm not at the game.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys.
Because I would have probably been real tempted to maybe toss a Coke.
Oh, here I will do this.
Refer to him as a word that rhymes with hunt.
Here is my spin zone. I am. I'm glad that I wasn't there at the game. I don't think we should have stormed the field. We definitely would have stormed the field had Gilbert made that kick. But the silver lining is, guys, we're not paying Georgia $500,000 tonight.
That does nothing for me.
Hey, caller Lee that just called, call right back. I forgot to put you on hold for I hung up the phone.
Walker, cheers.
Cheers.
My third garage beer of the day. Shout out Garage Beer, 100% beer flavored beer, official beer sponsor of the Drive. Get some today.
You guys are all on the garage beer kick.
When you're 3 hours into
It's
a
elite.
VR after this loss, any beer would do.
It's elite.
But this is a special beer.
That's a pool of despair beer right there, boys.
It's straight from the keg.
Which Brad is this?
Brad in La Follette.
Brad in La Follette makes me laugh a lot. Hello, Brad.
Hey, boys.
How you doing?
Hey, man, I've had enough beer for tonight. I'm trying to make some water, if you get what I'm saying.
Hydration is critical.
It's critical.
Oh, man. Guys, I think I'm more pissed off about the play calling that last possession because it was blatantly obvious that what Heupel was trying to do once we got that first down. He was just trying to get the ball centered up, just hand off. Man, you got to go for the jugular, man, when you're playing a team like Georgia. Man, you got to go for the neck.
I don't know, man. I had no problem with it. And I had no problem with any of it until we missed a fucking kick,
Well,
Brad.
we never took a knee. I mean, we're running it right at him like, you want him to throw? In that situation, like, I don't think you do that.
They had the box stacked. You could just sneak a tight end and just
Yeah, but we're still gaining
pop it
4
right
and
over the
5
top.
4 and 5
We're-
yards, dude.
Davey,
And it's-
put it in the air. Is this crazy talk?
I did not see a situation where we were at on the field, I would have put the ball in the
So
air.
we threw one of those. Remember, we threw it to Kitzelman and he went out of bounds.
Yeah.
And like as he's throwing, you're like, oh my God, what are we
What the
doing?
hell are we
And then
doing
we
here?
hit it for like an 8 or 9 yarder. He goes out of bounds to stop the clock, but it was okay because it was such a nice gain.
The only kind of pass I would have been okay at, maybe a fade to the back corner of an end zone, strictly to Brazel, where the only person that could get their hands on it would be Brazel,
Well,
kind of a throw.
The only thing I just didn't want to take a chance on was Aguilar actually getting sacked and then actually being out of field goal range.
Yeah. Well, and we've got guys like this Gilbert kid has been money so far in his career, and we've got it there inside the 25. I mean, he played it right. I know we missed the kick and the penalty added to the degree of difficulty, and it sucked, but I'm with Davey. I would have ran one more play and gone ahead and centered it wherever. If Gilbert wanted it in the center, and this is another thing we'll never know because Heupel doesn't answer questions straight. But
based off what we saw, it looked as though they were trying to go to the middle of the field.
Solid deductive reasoning. Like I probably would have done that, but you got to make the kick, man. It was what was it? I gave it 42,
48.
It wasn't 48.
Oh, that's right. 48 was the one he made.
Yeah,
he made
He made a 48
43 yards with 6 seconds left.
43-yard attempt, man. You got to put that thing through.
I mean, it's why you're on scholarship at an SEC school as a kicker.
It's a 37-yarder if you don't have the false start.
That was bad. That hurt.
I think if we might have just went tempo right there, we could have caught them on their heels and maybe popped something over.
Well, they were taking timeouts.
Hold on.
They were taking
Hold on,
timeouts. You can't go
hold on.
tempo
Yeah,
there.
you can't go tempo in that situation. I mean, you
We
go
had,
tempo.
we had a couple of timeouts to burn. I mean, the game was tied. We should have been conservative right there. We should have went for their neck. We should have been easily kicking a 25-yarder.
But Brad, they're using their timeouts there. They used all 3 of their timeouts. You can't go tempo.
Yeah, they were done. We had control of that game.
We
at the
had
end of the game.
we had the ball left when they were out of timeouts. I think there was 17 seconds left on the clock.
And while we're talking about kickers, we got way too many fuckers talking to our kicker.
I saw
way
you were
too,
talking
It's a fair point.
way
It's a
too
first fair
chatty.
point.
Way too chatty. We had Gilbert
4
went on
minutes
the field, went out to the numbers in the huddle, then he ran back to the net, kicked a few more times. Give me a kicker that has a
Well,
D.
it's a
over there
long
by
time.
itself.
It's a long time because we know we're playing for the field. It was just a long drive. It was like 10 minutes where he's over there kicking. We're running plays. There's timeouts. There's penalties. There's stoppages and all that stuff. So it's not like a quick drive. And it's not like Bloodbath McGrath 2 years ago where he's got like 5 minutes to think about it and then boom, like kick it. Like he's out there forever just kicking into that damn net, people talking to him, you got it, kid, all that stuff. And by the time he gets out there, he's been thinking about it forever.
Yeah, go back and look at it. When he goes out there to get lined up, his eyes are as big as saucers. I didn't have a good feeling.
Yeah, Russ said he looked like a deer in the headlights.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine the type of pressure that is for that guy. He should have made the kick. But I mean, you look at it like the way he played it before, like he almost ran on to kick the field goal and then had to get sent back off at one point.
Well, that was the other thing with the indecisiveness. I just don't think it had been communicated clearly what was going to happen. And again, like it kind of came down to, in a way, we were icing ourselves because I think he thought we were going to run another play and get the ball lined up. But after the false start, Heupel was kind of second guessing and said, you know what, never mind. We're just going to go ahead and send the kicking unit out there.
All right, boys, I'm going to continue listening. See you guys.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah. We will debate this sequence till the end. It's like the 09 Alabama game where Kiffin hits the big play to Luke Stocker and then sits on it instead of running. Like you'll always remember that. Like it was not great game. I think this was better game management than that, but you still remember it 16 years later. Bear, is this the worst like ending with a Tennessee kicker since Greg Burke in 1990? You old heads out there.
Yeah, probably, yeah. There's this one.
Daniel Lincoln in 09. I mean, that was at
Daniel
least
Lincoln in 09.
Yeah. I don't view the Medley one because that was just a bad decision for the coach to put him out there for like a 60-something yard field goal against South Carolina.
That one. What was
when
that?
The Dobbs game where we lost, and it's like Butch, like your kicker can't get it there.
Butch.
Butch had a couple of those. Yeah. Butch had the one. Remember the one in Gainesville? We tried that. It was when you were on the nature hike that year. We tried the 50-something yarder to whatever.
But that was like within inches, right? I mean,
that was pretty damn close.
It hurt though.
Yeah, that one hurt. This all-time like losses. This is up with the hobnail boot game 2001.
This is worse than that, isn't it?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
that was our only regular season loss that year. We would have been 12-0.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, you're playing a national championship. You win that game. Well, shit.
This has that.
I forgot what happened in the
That was the other game I thought about tonight. Was a hobnail boot game. Really thought. I mean, we snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory that day as well. So it happens at Georgia sometimes. Back before they went on this run, Georgia Tennessee games. I always thought you never knew who was going to end up winning in the end. It wasn't until this, the troubles that we were just completely. This gap got so wide between us. Competitively, but
Kirby's now been at Georgia for a decade.
Since 2016.
He's such a fucking his prick, 10th year. Man. He really is. That shit he pulled leaving the field tonight.
Did we use up all our mojo with the
have you seen that
Butch
video,
Jones?
Russ? You were out of the room when
you're one against him.
Licking his lips.
Yeah, licking his chops.
Kind of freaky thing that looks like.
He likes beating us. He likes beating the Vols.
Couldn't do it as a player. I still think they need to have Jamal.
I admire
Lewis
the
as
petty.
legend
I mean,
of the game next time they come in here.
I admire the petty, man. If we had one of our 90s guys coaching this team right now and we were like owning
Peyton.
Florida and he was always talking shit to the Gators, like that would be we would love it, man.
What do you mean like what? Oh.
I get it.
Peyton, Terry, one of those guys.
I get it. I mean, he owns us, man. What do you want?
I just hate his guts, man.
Sean is next. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey guys. Breaking DR. I don't want to break DR Vols rules, so I won't ask how you're doing. So I'll just say hello and tell Davey it's nice to hear your voice. I'm glad you're back for another season.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, man. Hey, so the big thing for me, I'm totally with you guys on the quarterbacks. I'm not going to accuse you of stealing my thunder because it's a long show. But we got to start going after these transfer portal quarterbacks, man. That's a lot of money sitting on our sidelines when we really need a lot of help at the linebacker position and safeties.
I wasn't that upset with our safety play today. Farouk acquitted himself quite well. And I think it's small consolation now, Sean. But Redmond getting work today is going to pay. It'll pay dividends down the road.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to bring up. Redmond probably grew up a lot tonight, but I think it's Jakob Johnson. He's looking really good over in Miami. Would have liked to have kept him. But overall, on like the big picture, I'm with Roberto. Like tonight, we went toe to toe with the most talented team. My wife's an Ohio State fan, so I get the pleasure of watching them every week. That's not a top 4 team, guys. they're going to squeak into the playoffs. They'll go down. That is not a championship team. Georgia's probably got it this year. So I'm just hoping that we'll see them again.
Yeah, the more people see a Texas, the less they are liking that Ohio State win. They eke that one out.
Ole Miss is going to survive. They hold on to beat
Arkansas fumbled
at home.
So when do we get Arkansas? We're going. What we get? UAB open date.
UAB, Mississippi State open date, Arkansas.
Yep. And Bama.
Well, we're going to find out a lot about the team here in the next couple of games. I'm hoping this year we're a little bit better about taking a punch in the mouth. We were today after Georgia went on that insane run. We kind of came back, and it seemed like the last few years we would fold after stuff like that. But tonight we took the punch and punched back. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we do that.
Yeah, I mean, I know nobody's worried about UAB, but all these allusions to the 90s and everything and those losses to Florida, like I just remember pretty much every year, just soul-wrenching loss to Florida was always followed up by, we would just come out and lay the frickin' wood to whoever we played to next. So hopefully we do that these next 2 weeks.
Absolutely, boys. Hey, thanks a lot for the time. I'll let somebody else get on.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate the phone call. 865-966-3435, your number to get on the voluntary reaction presented by our friends at the Griffin Law Firm. Check out griffinlawdefense.com if you are in the military and you find yourself accused of a serious offense by the government, or perhaps you're a civilian federal employee working at the DOE, the FBI, FCC, something like that, and you're subject to adverse action. Griffin Law is here to help. You heard Marshall Griffin, our guy, on with us earlier. Check him out online at griffinlawdefense.com. A lot of people don't even know that they have legal recourse in these types of situations. So hit up that website, griffinlawdefense.com. Let's get Lee in here next. Lee, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. Tonight sucks, but I think we go 10-2, lose to Oklahoma. And do you think that gets us a home playoff game?
10-2 and a loss to Oklahoma, so wins over Florida and Bama on the road?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, man.
More than likely, yes.
And a couple other quick questions. So they're doing their whiteout at Mississippi State. So are we going to wear home uniforms?
It's what I hear.
We should go dark mode.
That's what I think.
Mississippi State. We should. It would be so cool.
I think we should do that. And again, 10-2, but I'm watching Vanderbilt beat the hell out of South Carolina. Do you think they are an issue?
Clark Lee's got them playing tough.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they've had great games the last several years, but for whatever reason, whenever it kind of comes to us, they've pretty much worn down at that point in the season. The way in which Diego Pavia plays football, I doubt he's going to be anywhere close to 100%. So I feel pretty good. They're also, I mean, that game's going to be in Neyland. Like, I just don't see Josh Heupel being the guy that loses to Vanderbilt to ultimately, like, it cost Tennessee a chance to go to the playoffs.
I hope not. But I live here in Nashville, and Theo Von's their hype man, so don't ever let him on our sideline again.
Theo just goes with the wind, man. He
Theo Von.
Yeah, he just, like, if someone invites him, he'll be there.
Yeah, he dumped the water. He dumped the Gatorade on Heupel a couple years ago. We should never let him back.
Do you think he's funny?
In like, not so much his stand-up is what I would find funny, but just how he plays the aloof.
Yeah, he's funny in a goofy kind of like Pauly Shore. He's funny the way Pauly Shore was in the 90s. Just like he's a dude, kind of a mimbo, just kind of a dude, doesn't know much, just kind of cruising through life, finding himself in interesting places.
It's just
all right, guys. Well, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks, man.
No boss.
I have no problems with Theo. I mean, I
don't either.
He lives in Nashville, so
I just don't think he's that funny. I think he's kind of a dipshit. But
Bear has no problem, but he sucks.
I mean, no offense. I just don't find him that funny.
Pick number 4 for DJ Lagway tonight.
Notre Dame just took
apart.
We call that the reverse Al Bundy.
What happened to this kid from A&M? You guys watching that?
He
Marcel
got
Reed?
no. They had a DB get stretchered off the field right before halftime.
That's not good.
No, they're losing 31-34. Notre Dame just took the lead.
It's a good game.
Joshy boy, what up?
All right, guys. I'm not gonna ask you how y'all are doing because I know we're doing pretty shitty.
We're making it through, man. We're soldiering through this. I feel a lot better than I did 3 hours ago. I'll tell you that.
Same. Yeah,
That was a real kick in the dick.
it was. But guys, I'm really proud of our team. How we played. We played a really good game. We just couldn't finish.
I mean, it's not even finished. We didn't make the kick.
Yep. Do you think because I didn't see the kick too well inside the stadium. Do you think did he drop the snap or have trouble with the snap
No.
or what?
No,
Snap, hold, all looked good. He just pushed it right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Because I was telling my friend the play before when they lined up for the field goal, I was like, line it up right in the middle, have a perfect kick, and it was kind of towards the left.
It's that damn penalty just threw everything off, man.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it was.
penalty too.
We were just everything was going our way, and then just Big Sham got started a little bit early.
Yep, that's true. So, question for Davey and whoever can answer it. Do you guys think going forward rest of the season, do you think we'll be favored in most of our games except for Florida and Alabama?
At this point, I think we'll be favored against Florida. It is just, as Tennessee fans, we realize that is not a game we particularly play well in down in the swamp. At this point, man, decent chance, we have a slight edge against Bama. I mean, I know people are like, oh, they beat Wisconsin. Guys, they're gonna fire Luke Fickell at the end of this year. Wisconsin's not a good team. Alabama, listen, I mean, we'll see what happens. They got Georgia coming up here soon, but Georgia could easily run them out of the building.
They could. And how about our boy Chris Brazzell today in losing effort? 170 receiving yards and 3 tutties. Finally showed up.
Yeah, he balled out. I mean, he looks great. All 3 receivers, I think, look great. Kiltzelman, Aguilar. This was by far Brazzell's most complete game. And as we talked about earlier, I feel like maybe we should have gone to him a little bit more.
Excluding the Jalen Hyatt 5-touchdown game against Bama, Brazzell's performance was the best wide receiver performance for a fall since.
I mean, that might be it. I don't think we've had a receiver the last 2 years. I'm saying, remove that one. Remove that one, and then
Kelly
Washington against LSU in 2000.
That or did Meacham? I think Meacham may have had some big games. In the aughts.
Yeah. So, guys, we got UAB coming up this Saturday, then at Mississippi State, then basically a bye week before Arkansas comes to Neyland. Do you guys think we're going to get the defense healthy? And have you heard anything on when Ricky Gibson and McCoy will be back this season?
No.
I mean, it sounded like Gibson might be done.
Unfortunately.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, it sounded like he might be out for the year. McCoy, maybe sometime in the middle of the season. I mean, it looks like he's progressing about as well as you can, but he had ACL in January, so it's been 9 months, which is about the time you start ramping up. So, here in the next month or so, hopefully we get him back.
Right. It kind of feels like, I know McCoy didn't play this season yet, but it kind of feels like the Cedric Tillman thing in 2022 when Cedric got hurt against Akron and he missed a lot of time.
Yeah, but I mean, Cedric missed time, came back, and was still battling the same injury. I mean, McCoy having the time to, this will be his first time back out there. As long as they don't rush him back too quickly, I don't necessarily see that being a thing. The only thing that Josh, I'll give you an example of like where that could be a problem is just like if he doesn't feel good about the surgery and like the big ACL situation I would point to is like when Taylor Lewan tore his ACL, he had surgery.
Yeah.
He never felt comfortable on it. And obviously it pretty much was the end of his career at that point because he never could just get his knee right after that. As long as it's not a situation like that, I feel confident McCoy will be able to come back and play well.
Everybody's, I mean, that's the one end of it. Some guys never get back. Then there's Adrian Peterson, who's back in like 7 months playing at an elite level. And those are two extreme ends of the spectrum. Usually it's like a 9 or 10 month injury these days.
And guys, I tell my friend who I go to the games with, I was like, if I was in Jermont's position, you wouldn't want to come back because what if you have like a really, really bad injury that like derails your NFL stock? If I was him, I would sit out the rest of the season.
Well, what I would say to that, Joshy boy, is, I mean, if you're him, you need to show you're actually healthy, I would think. And
Right.
I mean, if you want to play it conservative, then wait until, November to come back. And you see what happens there. I mean, you got a bye week after Oklahoma on November the 1st, 3 games left. If the team's just doing really well at that situation, just gear up, get ready for the playoffs. So it's, I mean, I wish we had some insight for you on how they're going to handle that. But as it always relates to with Heupel, like it's just not something we get
the
knowledge for.
And I had one more question out the door. Second half, especially when Georgia was running the ball a lot, like they were just running it through the middle, left and right. Why do you think, our defensive line wasn't ready, or do you think their offensive line was just blocking really good? Have a great night.
I think our defensive line is just a little soft in the middle once you get past Eason and Don Bailey. I think Nathan Robinson is a nice prospect. I thought he fought hard. Jamal Wallace was in there a lot. I don't know how he grades out, but I just feel like there's a big drop-off from Bailey and Eason to Utley, Robinson, Jamal Wallace. And I think if we can get Jackson Moy and Davon Hobbs back, like I think that we'll get a lot better there. I think that's if your rotation is, and we probably move Bailey back outside at that point, but if it's Eason, Moy, Hobbs, and Utley / Robinson, like that's a pretty good 4 or 5 man rotation on the inside.
Yeah.
If that's your rotation today, you win the game.
Yeah. And I mean, we got gashed. They ran for a lot of yards. But when they were passing the ball, we had more sacks than Georgia did, and we had more tackles for loss than they did.
All the things we talked about all week that we would have to do,
we
pretty
did.
much we did. And
I mean,
kicking game, man.
If you think about it, like that one drive out of halftime where they just ran the ball every play but one and went down and scored, that's 60 yards. Outside of that, they rushed for slightly over 100 outside that one drive. I feel like when the defensive line gets healthy, it's not going to be as good as last year, but I don't think it's going to be as much of a drop off as we thought we saw tonight with all the injuries on it. You're right.
865-966-3435. Your number. Josh, you boy drops off and hitting all the Brads tonight. Brad in Nashville is next. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, guys. Just walking on sunshine over here.
Oh, yeah.
We put up a good fight, but I don't know. I thought we had enough answers for him. I guess we just ran out. Got off with a quick start. They were inevitably going to fight back. I thought at halftime we were up, and then they take the lead after halftime, and then it's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and we had our shot and we missed. and that hurts. That hurts a lot. But
had them right where we want them, and we let them off the hook.
Pretty much, man. It sucks, but I can't fault any of the players on the team. Like in retrospect, you might have gone for it on fourth here or done something else there, but I can't bitch too much. It's just, God, just so many shots we had them, and we never drew the blood out of them. We had to put the shit away, and I don't know. It is what it is. I'm optimistic about the season. Obviously, the absolute ceiling for where we could go with it drops with this, and there's a lot of questionable games on our schedule that, like, God knows what's going to happen at Florida. It's been a freaking minute since we've beaten Bama and Tuscaloosa. I feel good riding with these guys, though. Like, I don't feel bad about the team. I'm in a mixed spot, because we gave them. I feel proud about the way they played, but God, there's a few mistakes you could take back. Like, well, what's your guys' takeaway on it? Are you more optimistic because we were not favored coming into this game?
I feel better about the future. I feel better about our team. I mean, it doesn't take away from like how crushing this is today, but yeah, I feel like we're a better team.
Big picture. That's what I'm looking for. We all saw what happened.
Yeah, I feel like we're a better team than I felt like we were when I woke up this morning.
Big picture for me is you just played your hardest opponent you will face all season in the third game of the year, and you lost in agonizing fashion in overtime. It's downhill from here as far as the level of competition you're going up against.
Yeah, I guess. I know that we put on the best show that we could have. We had the entire world of recruits in for today. So hopefully these kids are just like, man, that was fun. If I was here, I might have been able to change something. I don't know. I'm trying to pull something out of this that isn't just fuck these guys and I hate them. And I'm not going to speculate. Enough bad shit's happened this week. You know what I'm talking about. Like, screw Georgia. And if they ever win another game, it's too soon. But hopefully something good comes out of this. We get tougher because of it. We get healthier. We got the best player in the country that hasn't played a game because he hurt his shoulder. Like, there's things to look forward to that we can build upon that will add bullets to our chamber that we can fire at guys that we haven't played yet.
Yeah.
But, as far as this crap goes, what is your projection for the rest of the season? Like,
I'm kind of feeling 10-2, man. Yeah. Like I think there's another loss somewhere out there, but I think there's a big win or two there as well. And like I said, man, I didn't think we were this good offensively. I was worried that
we were so smooth in the first quarter. That was so impressive.
Yes.
And
then we got it back.
I've seen it.
And then we got it back at the end of the game. We haven't gotten it back against these guys. And so, like, that gives me, like, I can't wait to watch Joey Aguilar play football again. I can't wait to see Chris Brazzell build on this, man. Like, these guys are on the verge. I feel like we're on the verge of another 2022 juggernaut offense. I think we got some problems defensively, but I feel like this is a good team.
That's the thing is, like, I'm trying to piece it together, and I'm looking at it, and I just want to wear orange-colored glasses, but I do see us getting healthier on the defensive side of the ball in the next 3 weeks. I feel like we're going to get some guys back that'll really help with some of the problems we saw today.
We got some really good players that we can, which I mean, that never happens in college football, where you might have a good player that like is sitting out and he's hurt early in the season, comes back. Like, rarely do you have a David Hobbs, a Jermod McCoy that just sort of like you just get in the middle of the season. I know we all wish we had him from the get-go, but like that helps, because the sad fact of the matter is it's American tackle football. There are going to be more injuries, right? We're going to lose a guy or two. So knowing that we're going to get a guy or two back is pretty cool.
It also helps in the mind of when you look at some of the analysts that, whenever the college football playoff committee is putting their rankings out, there's going to be someone smart enough in that room to realize like, hey, they lost this one game to Georgia, but they were without so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. Just imagine how much better this team is now that they are getting these guys back. Yeah. And you look around college football this week, I mean, from a ranking standpoint, the teams that are around you, Texas looked terrible. Honestly, like you should be ranked ahead of Texas after losing this game. We'll see what happens with Notre Dame and A&M. That one's still going, but South Carolina lost. Clemson lost. Iowa State barely beat Butch Jones. Ole Miss, they escaped with a win, but a lot of those teams in that same area as you, like, you're not going to fall far if you fall at all. Like, I mean, like I said, I would honestly probably move Tennessee up. They showed me today they're one of the top 12 teams in the country.
That's what I want to hear. I hope it's true. Real quick, but love you guys. The Titans are playing a game tomorrow. And how many more games does the coach have to directly lose before we fire his ass? I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.
So on that question, here is something you need to know about the Titans. Amy Adams-Strunk. The games she circles. You could literally go 2-15 and never lose your job as the Titans head coach as long as those 2 wins come against the Houston Texans. The Titans are going to lose tomorrow to the Los Angeles Rams as long as Matthew Stafford makes it through the game healthy. Now that's the big caveat.
2 offensive line injuries for the Rams.
Sean McVay is not losing to Brian Callahan.
Nah, that's Davey's got a good point there.
And then you play the Colts, who Daniel Jones, he honestly looks like Ryan Tannehill did when he got traded from the Dolphins to the Titans. Granted, it's one game and like the Dolphins are a terrible team. So I'm going to hold my breath, but I still think even with Daniel Jones, the Colts are a better team than the Titans. So then you go down to Houston, and Amy's going to have all her friends in Houston because she actually still lives down in Houston, and they're all going to come out and they're going to be like, oh, Amy, how's the team looking? And then they're going to put those 2 teams out on the field.
Very sexist right now.
And it is going to be an absolute slot fest of a game because the Texans also suck. And so it's probably going to be a game where the Texans win 16-10, but Amy's going to be so pissed because Brian Callahan's going to have some decision he makes at a point during that game to where it ultimately costs the team, and she's then going to fire Brian Callahan after they start the season 0-4 and they lose to the Houston Texans.
All I care about as a Titans fan, like I just want to see Cam Ward develop and stay healthy. I'm resigned to a coaching change after the season.
Yes.
And I just hope we make a good hire and that we can give this guy who I think is worthy of the number 1 pick we spent on him based off the early returns.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see him stay healthy and develop and get proper coaching next year. LSU's in the victory formation. They're going to win. DJ Lagway, interception number 5 on the night. LSU running the clock out there, and we are tied in South Bend at 34.
Yeah, it's been a really good game.
Hey, do you know who the Titans tight ends coach is? His name's been mentioned on the show today.
Luke Stocker, yeah.
It is, yes. I don't know who they would promote to.
Oh, God, they would do that too, wouldn't they? Hire from within. Amy would hire some handsome young man she likes.
Well,
Nick Holtz.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's like, they start 0-4, they fire Callahan, and then, Cam Ward actually, he's not handcuffed at that point. He shows out. They win. I mean, not enough to make the playoffs, but just enough to where they miss the playoffs. And then they're like, hey, we saw something here. We're just going to go ahead, remove the interim tag off of whoever we gave that to. And then you're just going to be like, why not just go out and actually hire a proven head coach that can come in and work with the number 1 overall pick in Cam Ward? We're not going to do that. That's just too easy. I like Denard Wilson, man. Like, I think he's a really good defensive coordinator. I don't know if he's capable of being a head coach. I don't even think he's in that conversation, but I don't know.
You got to let Borgonzi and your football guys go out and hire somebody.
But
it's going to be an attractive job with Cam now. Like, you could actually probably hire a pretty good coach.
I would hope so, but the problem with the Titans is they just have this cyclical, all right, the team sucks, we're going to fire the coach. All right, well, we're still bad. All right, we're going to fire the GM. Okay, that's bad. All right, let's fire the VP of operations. And then it's like, okay, now we're still bad. Let's go ahead and fire the coach again. So, because it will have been Robinson fired. And you also had a GM who wasn't like the GM, and we thought it was just going to be a puppet figure. So we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, then it's like Vrabel got fired, and then it's like we ran somebody else out that I'm blanking on, and then we go out and we have Chad Brinker hire so and Bergonzi.
Let's get
It's a lot of fun.
T in here next. T, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead, T.
Hi, Russ.
Hey, man.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hey, thanks for calling.
I have a few statements for the call and then a question to wrap it up. So, first statement, you all do a great job. Appreciate what you do. Gives me a great decompression after games like today, so appreciate it. Second, I'm with you all. I think that at the end of the day, Heupel called a pretty good game. Easy to have something not go your way and start blaming it on a call that could have been made in an alternate universe and had a different result, but is what it is at this point. Next statement is Max, the kicker. You know what? I hate it for the kid. Last year, after he got the yips in that one game and went like 0 for 4, and then I don't think he missed another one the rest of the year, I totally bought in. So I'm cheering for the kid. Hope he turns it around. Last statement, I'm with you. I think it's about time to hang it up on the 5-star quarterbacks. I like these guys that have a chip on their shoulder, come in and want to be here, want to learn, want to have success. So I'm about ready to go all in on them. So here's my question. I cannot figure out when we are watching Georgia just manhandle Ty Redmond, who I think is going to be a good player. I think he is actually a good player now, but is going to be a great player. But we sit there and have Jalen McMurray and Boo Carter, who are rotating in at nickel. At some point, it feels like it's worth taking a chance to put one of them on the outside and see if they can't do a little better than what the true freshman getting his, first real SEC matchup against a really solid receiving core. Would be curious your thoughts as to why our coaching staff would not give McMurray or Carter an opportunity out wide.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what I would have done. What the hell do I know? But it seemed like, Boo Carter wasn't out there as much as Ty Redmond was. And, Redmond had the pick on the Hail Mary in garbage time. I guess that was a nice play, but he also had multiple pass interferences, and ultimately he's burned on the game tying 4th down touchdown pass there at the end. I think he's a great prospect. It's a great find. It's like he's going to be really good. But, man, I don't know, Davey. Do you think if we make the decision early in the season, as soon as Ricky Gibson is out, I guess, if we make the decision that week and we've got McMurray out wide for 2 weeks and Boo in the slot, even if you're still punishing Boo and he's still your second slot last week, and then we turn him loose this week, what do you think? Does that win us the game?
I am sure that it would be coaching malpractice if they didn't, but if they did not have these conversations, we won't get an answer. But I wonder, what was the deciding factor as to why they stuck with what they did? Because I do feel like Redmond will be a really solid player for us in the future. He's done well against our first 2 opponents. Granted, they weren't much, but I mean, going up against, this talented team in Georgia, I really just I'm kind of baffled. We didn't see something else. Because, I mean, it was clear what Georgia was doing. And go back, eventually calculate the numbers as far as how many times he was targeted. But we knew, hey, where's 4 at? All right, that's where the ball's going whenever they're putting it in the air.
Yeah. Now, we rotated them a little bit, but Hood was on the field the entire game, and it felt like Redmond played most of the game. I'll be interested to see the PFF numbers and the snaps and all that. And Because if it's like Redmond and McMurray are out there 80 snaps and Boo's out there 40 snaps, I think that's something you can second guess a little bit on a day when we gave up 500 yards.
And I mean, I guess I need to go back, but I felt like Branch was in the slot a ton. And honestly, with his speed, it's probably better just to keep Boo on him if he's there.
Yeah, and I mean, a caller earlier referenced like there was a quick slant third down that they completed on Boo to Branch early in that game. But who knows? Like if you really turn Boo loose, does he step in front of one and make the game-changing play at some point?
And I mean, Branch was one of the top players in the transfer portal, period, regardless of position. He's a guy that's going to be at worst a day 2 draft pick. He can easily slide himself into the top of that. I mean, it's not a great wide receiver class by any stretch. So there's a good chance that guy hears his name called on the first night of the draft. Like he's got the talent. Man, it's just, yeah. Jimmy's and Joe's, man.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. End of the day, though, I leave tonight in a much better place with this team than I started today. So hopefully good things ahead. A lot of work to do, but we need some guys to get healthy too. I know y'all said it over and over, but we've got to get some guys healthy, especially on that defense. It feels like if we just had one of those defensive tackles, definitely one of the corners, it's our game.
Man, damn it!
Sickening.
T,
Thank
thanks
you
for
all.
the kind words, though, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
Thank you.
I wonder where Tim Priest was tonight.
Damn it. Well, boys, I wish I could say I feel good. I don't. I see footage of Cooper Witten and JP Peace, a couple of Vol legacies taken in the game. I think Witten's kid is the number 1 linebacker in the country, according to Rivals next year.
I mean, Jason's probably just sitting there with him the entire game being like, you could plug that hole.
Yeah.
You want to stop Georgia running it 13 out of 14 times on one drive?
I am a little what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm tired and I got some beer in me. The whole Dylan Bates thing a couple of years ago, like highly touted Vol legacy linebacker recruits are a little sour taste in my mouth there. I'm not saying we don't get him. I hope we get him. Sound like a good player.
Yeah. We need linebacker help.
But Bill played linebacker, you know. It was like, he's like, oh, he's playing the exact, it's like, I mean.
Bill was a safety, wasn't he?
I thought he came down, right?
No, and then he got ran over by
special teams demon, but I think he was a defensive back.
Got run over. Yeah. Speaking of Georgia,
I wasn't born yet. I can
Herschel Walker, and then had a long career as a special teams guy in the NFL. Basically,
he was Larry Izzo before Larry Izzo. Who was the special teams guy for the Bills? Trasker, Steve Trasker. Steve Tasker.
He still does Bills coverage. We had him on.
Can you remember his name?
Last year during the Bills? I think it was before that Ravens game. He's still doing the rounds. He was a CBS sideline reporter there for several years, wasn't he?
Yeah, indeed he was.
Any other great NFL special teams only guys that we can shout out?
Devin Hester,
Dante Hall.
You know, Devin Hester's son plays for Furman now.
That's not him.
Devin Hester Jr. is not Devin Hester's senior son.
Nope.
What?
You've been putting out false info, Russ.
His name is Devin Hester Jr. He's a kick returner, and it's not. Was he named after Devin Hester?
He would have been born before he started. Kind of like he would have been too young for the dad to have named it after.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What do you think he would be too young? He's not too young, man. There's
No, I think like his dad. I feel like his dad would have been too young to have named his son Devin Hester at the time that he got born. Like I feel like Devin Hester played a lot later than when this guy would have been making the decision to name his son Devin Hester Jr. Which I would assume
it's right around there, man. Hester was drafted in 2006.
I would assume that his father's name is also Devin Hester.
Who's the guy? Again, I'm fried, but there's a guy playing at some SEC school whose dad played, I'm pretty sure it was Florida in like 09. And it's a junior. Like, yeah.
That's weird.
And he's already there.
I don't like that. That makes me feel old.
Like he had this kid when he was like 15. The dad's still playing in the NFL and his kid's playing at Florida. Last call, wrapping up on a voluntary reaction, 865-966-3435. Your number, 966-3435. As we wrap up, I'm losing my voice. The Aggies did Notre Dame miss the extra point?
So they botched it. They tried to throw it, and so they scored. They're up 40-34, and then on the ensuing kickoff, Texas A&M ran it back for a touchdown, but there was a holding call on the play.
All hell's broken loose.
Yeah, I hate it
there
for
in
him.
South Bend. Tim is next. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I was checking if you were watching the Aggie game, but yeah, they called the kickoff return back. Hey, another special teams only. Phil McConkey, New York Giants.
Phil McConkey, is that Lad's dad?
Didn't his kid or nephew play for Georgia? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he plays for the Rams
Lad's
now.
kid, yeah, he
Chargers.
He had the most fantasy points for any wide receiver in a Greg Roman offense last year. There's your fantasy football stat of the day.
Oh. Well, thank you guys for broadcasting. That way I stayed awake to watch Lagway throw. Was it 5 picks? Oh, here goes A&M.
Give us some play-by-play.
Anyway, sorry. But anyway, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd already been asleep. It was a tough day, but it was not like the games the past 5-6 years. It was much better than that. So,
wow,
I don't feel like you said. I don't feel as bad as I did 3-4 hours ago, for sure.
No, man, the sun will come up tomorrow. Boys will be back out on the practice field. Heupel will be in the lab. Josh Heupel, can he draw up? Can he script an opening drive or what?
A couple opening drives. An opening quarter.
Oh, and just don't forget the new radio crew, man. If I had to listen to, it sounded like Fowler was snorting coke or something. it was horrible.
Those guys are so obnoxious. I've tried, but I love Fowler on tennis. I thought he was excellent as the college game day host way back in the day. He's terrible as a TV play-by-play. It's like nails on a chalkboard. How did we go from the quality of the CBS production to what they are throwing out there? That's awful.
Sean McDonough should be the number one guy
yes.
Bear probably remembers in the 90s when Fowler, he was the high school. He did a high
yes.
school.
What was that show? Scholastic Sports America or something?
Yeah, that was where he got to start. Back when Todd Marinovich was the man. But except for Barry, y'all probably don't remember the Robo QB, but he was something, man. That guy was something. I guess he's still alive. I don't know. I think his dad Marv died, but that's a good 30 for 30 if you're looking for something to get us through till Saturday. The Marinovich project. Check that out. But anyway, all right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Whew.
Boys, I think we've done enough damage here.
Yep.
Davey and I got to drive to the mid-state, hit up Buc-ee's.
Oh, yeah. And Crossville Buc-ee's.
Elite.
Yeah.
I've made the decision. I will wait till the morrow before I head across the mountain.
We'll be drafting partners.
Mm.
Bump draft. Guys, appreciate you. Walker, thanks for helping out today. Bear, Davey, give me some closing thoughts here, and then we're going to get on out of here.
Hate that we let the opportunity slip through our fingers, but like I said earlier, man, it feels a lot like it did when we lose to Florida back in the 90s. Season's not over. A lot of ball left to play. Let's just win out. See what happens.
You know, in Batman Begins,
Please.
Bruce Wayne falls into a well.
He does.
And he has to face his fears. And that's the bats.
He discovers his fear.
That's true. That's true. Good point.
I was born in the darkness.
And as his father, Thomas Wayne, is rappelling down to pick him up, he says, Bruce, why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Yep.
And then he's able to defeat Ra's al Ghul and the Joker, and then eventually Bane. He's like, you were born in the darkness.
That's pretty good.
I was born in the darkness.
You merely adapted to it.
It's a great villain by Tom Hardy. I'll give him a lot of credit there.
I love Tom Hardy.
But the season and everything we want is still in front of us.
Yep.
And we just have to make sure we don't defeat ourselves. And if we do that, we'll be back in the playoffs. And we'll be drinking more and more from the Kick of Glory.
Well said. Hear, hear. Walker Smith, parting thoughts?
I mean, we've been doing this thing for 3 hours and 45 minutes, and we've had almost 2,000 views. Or no, like 20,000 views on Twitter, and God knows how many other people were listening. It's a lot of fun. We're tired. The season's not over. Just keep it going.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and drowning in the pool of despair with us. It's been real. Bear, any parting thoughts here?
Oh, he already went.
Yeah, he went first.
You did?
Yeah, he went first.
Alzheimer's kicking in.
You're half asleep. I'm half asleep.
No.
I think 3 out of the 4 of us have to be up somewhere in the neighborhood of like 5 hours from now.
Oh, by the way, did you guys mention why Theo Vaughn is on the sideline today?
No.
So apparently, Cole Kubelik interviewed him. If Vandy wins, they've promised Cole. Sorry. If Vandy wins, Diego Pavia has promised Theo Vaughn a date with his mom.
Who made the bet with Theo Vaughn? Did Diego make that bet?
Diego said that if
it's not a bet, it's just a promise. It's like, dude, if we win,
you can take my mom
yeah,
out.
He gets to date his mom.
Is his mom a dime piece or what? And if she is, why would
she
you
wasn't
ever
arrested
want
with the
your
brother, so I don't have a
mother
mugshot to
go out
compare it to.
with Theo fucking Vaughn?
Diego Pavia mom.
Who has the intelligence of like gum that's like kind of
really,
melty
you
out
said
on
you
the
don't like
sidewalk.
that guy. You're really salty about it. What did
I
Theo
just think
Vaughn do?
he's just kind of a dumbass. I mean, McClure's
That's just stick.
10
I mean,
times funnier than
he's
that
a bro.
guy. 10 times funnier than that guy.
Who?
Cody.
Must be doing something wrong then.
I don't know.
There's his mom.
I'm tired of him
Not the
grouching.
greatest photo.
Old man
but
Russ.
Oh, yeah, right. Mamacita.
I apologize for the people that say
Latina
I screwed up
heat.
some of the Dark Knight quotes.
Well, appreciate everybody for tuning in once again. It's been a while since we've had to do one of these like cheer me up shows. I mean, I don't feel good, but I feel better. I mean, I was gutted when we came in here, and we'll leave here at least seeing some slivers of hope. Feel like Josh Heupel showed us that, you know, his program is not, we're not lost. We're not taking a step back. This is not a placeholder year or anything like that. This team can do some damage. This team can do some damage, man. We got a quarterback. We got some playmakers at wide receiver. We got an offensive line. And if we can get some of these defensive guys back, I mean, and stay healthy on that side of the ball, who knows what this thing could look like towards the end of the year. We got to enjoy it. We are 3/4 of the way through. I mean, that reduces to 1/4. We're 25% of the season is gone. So this thing goes fast. We're going to get back up on that horse next week. We'll talk to you after the UAB game. For Walker and Bear and Davey, I'm Russell Smith. Have a great evening. Tune in to Fan Run Radio bright and early Monday morning. We'll talk to you here on The Drive, 3 to 6.
out.